Ow. My God. All right, try and get TikTok up here. You know, as always. I don't like that version. Why did it sound like that? Okay. Well, we get stuff started this morning. Hold on, I'm trying to get TikTok up. Thank you guys. I appreciate your patience over there on the Twitch and the YouTube. Okay. Okay. It's one of those days. All right. Let's get our day started, huh? Good morning. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Guys, let's tap that screen and get started. I have Mothra. Now that then, thinking of with irony. Good morning. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you. Let's get those taps going. Tap that screen, share the live out, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. What else? What else do I say in my spiel? I've got the little roses. Let's get those completed so that we can boost ourselves onto that algorithm. TikTok has been on some fuckwit shit the last couple days. Hopefully it's getting better. It seems like it was probably some sort of network server issue. So hopefully that is now better. So yeah, but let's make sure we're doing all of those good things. I have my 100 goal, my gift goal of 100 that I have every single day. Guys, remember, this is my job. So I need this money. Any other content creators in here? I don't know what's going on. I'm guessing the server issue too. I didn't get paid from TikTok today, so that's also interesting. So yeah, anything direct donation that you guys can give, the pay links are in the bio, would be super, super fucking helpful. Tip your content creators. Make sure you're appreciative of the things that we do, the people we have to talk to, and the research that we have to do every single day. So I would appreciate that if you guys could do that and support. That would be fucking wonderful. Oh wow.
I don't know what happened. TikTok be on that fuck shit.
It's, yeah. It's on some stuff. All right. Well, and by the way, Tasty Cake, I see you. It's not usually my shtick. Actually, I don't usually mute people at all unless I catch something in the chat that like my mods didn't catch. My mods are the ones who are in full control of that. And Ari let you go way longer than even I would have yesterday for what? Yeah. Hi, Ari. For what you were saying. And we'll get into that actually as we get the show going. Also, guys, remember I am multi-streaming, so I am on YouTube and Twitch. If you guys are not following me over there or subscribing over there, please feel free to do so. Though, remember, I'm a which way does it work on this one? It's subscriptions on YouTube is free, follows on Twitch are free, then you have subscriptions on Twitch, and you have memberships on YouTube. Those include bits on Twitch, super chats on YouTube, all the funsy things. If you guys send me a super chat, I will put it on the screen and read it out loud. So awesome, all these different ways to support me. Looks like we've got somebody already in the box this morning. We'll get started with that, and then we'll get to the outline that I have for today. Make sure you guys are tapping that screen, get us to 50,000 likes within the first hour of me being live. I appreciate you guys here, and I appreciate you guys' support. Maga Kadabra, how are you today? Are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. How are you today?
I'm good.
All right. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
All right. Can I get your age and what state you voted in?
Sure, 29, Illinois.
Cool. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I mean, I still support the policies he enacted, the ones he put in place, the things he ran on.
Sure. Can you name one and we can talk about it?
Southern border policies.
What did he...
What I really support.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think a unique policy that I really support through him is the self-deportation. People get paid, get their plane ticket paid for, get some money so that they can go back to their home country and are still able to come back and not face, a ban.
Do you think that was new?
Self-deportations?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Can you show me? Can you show me where that was new?
Government sponsor. Well, you made the positive claim that it's not true. So can you show me where
that's not I made the positive claim that it's not true. That would be a negative claim because not was in there. So show me the positive claim that it was new.
Yeah, I'll show you where Donald Trump implemented self-deportations.
Show me where it was true that it was new. Yeah.
Sure. I'll show you that, and then you show me where the government has paid for plane tickets and allowed people to come back after being deported.
Sure,
so that's not a thing.
Sure.
Hey, Torta.
Oh, is this fucking Torta?
I didn't know that you made another account.
How many accounts do you need to make before you realize that people don't fuck with you, my guy? Goodbye.
It sounds like I was just fucking terrified.
Bye. Bye, Torta. Bye, bitch. Bye. Anyway, okay. Self-deportation as a concept and policy strategy has been around for decades with roots in the 1990s and earlier, but it gained significant political prominence in the 2010s and saw a major resurgence in 2025-2026. So the concept became associated with illegal immigration policy in the 1990s, aiming to make life difficult for undocumented immigrants to encourage them to leave on their own. It was popularized in 2012 U.S. presidential election by Mitt Romney. And also, anecdotally, which I hate anecdotes, but I have a friend who her family brought her here illegally, and she was given the option to go to Mexico. Actually, I have another family friend who did this too, so I have two. To go to Mexico, she went to like Baja California, Mexico. The other friend went further like mainland Mexico. To stay there for 10 years, you would get your U.S. citizenship. She did that. They both did that. But one of them actually came back and is a U.S. citizen who lives and works here. The other one actually, she just came to visit, but she still lives in Baja California because now her life is there. But she was given that option of self-deportation or else she would be deported and then not given the ability to apply for citizenship. So this has already been a thing, Torta. God, I hate him. Anyway. How's everybody doing? It's one of those days. Where did I put that? That's not where that... Oh, okay. I don't know why those are in two separate places. But whatever. Let's get to more Iran shit today, shall we? Because it never ends. Pete Hegseth was answering more fucking questions on Iran today. And so we will get to that. Where's my buttons? Why are you way over there? It's not what you usually look like. Hold on.
It's pink.
Oh, I know why. Hold on. Because I didn't... I didn't fix the sources. That one.
Oh,
There you go.
oh God, I'd rather look at Google.
U.S. and Israel.
So yes. Anyway, this is going to be him on Wednesday. We were pink. Yes. We are going to have to listen to him describe and get a hard on for, war.
U.S. and Israeli air power. Every minute of every day until we decide it's over. And Iran will be able to do nothing about it. B-2s, B-52s, B-1s, Predator drones, fighters, controlling the skies, picking targets. Death and destruction from the sky all day long.
Death and destruction from the sky all day long. Okay.
We're playing for keeps. Our warfighters have maximum authorities granted personally by the president and...
By the way, real quick, W to Ari for the $2 train. I'm going to count it as a $2 train. Toot. I muted Tasty again. Compensation. Sure. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
yours truly. Our rules of engagement are bold, precise, and designed to unleash American power, not shackle it. This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be. Thus far, Operation Epic Fury has delivered twice the air power of shock and awe of Iraq in 2003, minus Paul Bremer and the nation building. The campaign has 7 times the intensity of Israel's previous operation.
See, here's the problem with minus the nation building. They're touting this as good. Like, we're not nation building. We're not nation building. The problem with that is then you're just leaving it in a state of chaos, right? Which is how we left Afghanistan, which is how we left Iraq. You're just leaving it in a fucking state of chaos.
And actively, when we pulled out of Afghanistan, we were still paying for humanitarian aid due to the destruction and the inaccurate pullout because we left their country to fall. By the way, naming it Epic Fury is such a lame-ass thing to do.
They're Call of Duty bros. That's all they have.
Pete Hegseth has nothing better to do with his life.
Against Iran during the 12-day war, 7 times.
Nope, don't need to play you again. Go away. Okay. So, now we're going to listen to... Whoa, somebody... Curb, how are you today?
Good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me up.
Of course, did you vote for Trump?
Oh, yes, I did.
All right, can I get your age and what state you voted in, please?
Oh, I'm 48 in Arizona.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Because he's a good president.
In what way?
In what way isn't he?
Are you going to be an adult and take accountability for your vote and what you actually voted for and describe it to me, or are we just going to be disingenuous now?
What are you talking about, ma'am?
Why is he great?
He's doing a good job, ma'am.
With what? What is he doing a good job with?
Can you be any specific?
What is he doing a good job with? Name something.
An inkling.
Oh, the tariffs, the war,
What is a tariff?
the immigrants.
What is a tariff?
Ma'am, so childish.
Yeah, what is it? I know it is childish when people don't answer direct questions. What is a tariff?
Why don't you tell me what a tariff is?
Well, you would have to tell me that you don't know, and then I can absolutely describe it to you.
Since you've had 3,000 people come up here and describe it to you, and you ask the same
They describe it wrongly, so I want to make sure that you and I are on the same level here.
So I'm cutting to the chase and having you go ahead on and describe.
So go ahead and tell me that you don't know, and I absolutely will.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I don't know.
Okay, so a tariff is going to be a tax on an imported good. Who pays for that tariff? Who pays for tariffs?
Are you going to explain it, or are you going to keep asking?
So you don't know that either?
Are you going to explain it, or are you going to keep
Do you also not do you also not know that?
You said, "Hey, Curb," you said, "Curb, do you not know?" And I said, "I don't know." And you said,
You said you don't know what a tariff is, so then I told you what a tariff is. Do you know who pays it?
Explain it.
It's interesting that you touted that as the first thing that he's doing a great job on, and yet you can't sit here and describe it to me. That's interesting to me.
No, that is very interesting.
I know. It is.
So why don't you sit here and explain it to me like you explained?
Oh, well, I don't do the work of your education without you either giving me monetary value for it or admitting that you just don't know. So why would you name it? Why would you name it?
Did you stop to ask me a question? Because
Why would you name tariffs as the policy you think he's doing a good job on if you don't know anything about it and I have to educate you on it? Why would you do that?
Do you not know? Is that why you keep asking?
No, I just described to you what a tariff is. I can describe to you who pays it, but you need to let me know that you absolutely have no idea what a tariff is, so I don't know why you would list it as something he's doing a good job on.
Why? So people have to repeat themselves to you?
Yeah, for a second question, yeah, because maybe you do know who pays it. You just didn't know what it is. That's possible, isn't it?
I know a lot about it. I'm just seeing. Go ahead.
You're not. No, absolutely not. You're not testing me. You said it. You said it. He's doing a good job with it. So you're going to answer my fucking questions about what it is. So you're going to answer my questions about what it is, or you can go. Go ahead.
I don't know. Why don't you educate somebody?
You said it's the reason why you think he's doing a good job. So describe it to me.
He's doing a good job.
With what?
With tariffs. So he said with tariffs. No, we're going to stay here. We're going to sit right the fuck here. We're going to sit right here. Tell me. I just explained to you what a tariff is, even though you were the one who listed that he was doing a good job with tariffs. So who pays for a tariff?
Well, why don't you tell me?
Nope, you were the one who brought it up as him doing a good job with it. I expect you to know. So who is paying a tariff?
Why don't you tell me?
No, I'm not going to do that. You brought it up. So who's paying a tariff?
You're the one that's being the educator. You're the one that's saying that I'm wrong.
I'm not being the educator. You came up. I didn't say you were wrong. Did I? We haven't even gotten past initial questioning. I haven't said you were wrong about anything. I haven't said you were wrong about anything because you refused to answer. I haven't said you're wrong about anything because you refused to answer just the introductory questions about your knowledge on the subject that you brought up. That's the problem, right?
I understand, chat. You can't hear him.
Guys, there are glitches. Hold on. There are glitches going on with TikTok, so you can try and force close. Excuse you, I'm talking to my chat. You can try and force close the app and bring it back up. This guy's audio is also just low.
He
Okay.
has extremely low audio.
So you are going to describe what you said you support. So go ahead and do that. I invited you to unmute, but you don't know how to do that either. That's shocking. I didn't say you were wrong about anything. I'm just initially trying to get you to talk about what you said you think he's doing a good job on. You brought up tariffs. I didn't bring up tariffs. And I didn't say you were wrong about tariffs. I simply asked you what it is and who pays for it. We haven't even gotten to whether you're wrong or not because you won't answer questions. You refuse to answer questions, Pam Bondi. Jack, did you vote for Trump? Jack, did you vote for Trump? Anyway, I'm going to get back to my outline. You guys figure out your lives, figure out the mute button. It's really not that difficult. It looks like a little microphone. W to Justin, by the way, for the $2 tutu train, for, what did you say? Hold on. I had it. I promise. Other one, because glitch talk money isn't moneying, which is true. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate for that. Guys, that brings me down to 96. Let's keep working on that goal today. I would really like it if we could complete that. Make sure you are tipping your content creators. Also, I have 40 of those little heart puffs. If we could get that accomplished as well, that would be wonderful. This is General Kane on the continuation of this operation in Iran.
Iran's theater ballistic missile shots fired are down 86% from the first day of fighting, with a 23% decrease just in the last 24 hours. And their one-way attack drone shots are down 73% from the opening days. This progress has allowed CENTCOM to establish localized air superiority across the southern flank of the Iranian coast and penetrate their defenses with overwhelming precision and firepower. We will now begin to expand inland, striking progressively deeper into Iranian territory and creating additional freedom of maneuver for U.S. forces. Let me explain a little bit about how we're thinking about
So we're moving further inland. We're just going to keep fucking going is what we're doing. This wasn't defensive in any way, even though they said that it was defensive. This is absolutely just a continuation of war.
Staying ahead of the enemy. First, over the past several weeks, Admiral Cooper and the CENTCOM team have refined their operational approach to the region. Their planners identified key centers of gravity that would allow Iran to project power outside of its borders. They thought about how to isolate critical vulnerabilities and determined where, with precision, the greatest strategic effect could be achieved. As a result of this, CENTCOM is now shifting in day 4 already from large deliberate strike packages using standoff munitions at range outside an enemy's ability to shoot at us, now into stand-in precision strikes overhead Iran.
So we're just gonna keep going, I guess. That's what we're gonna keep doing.
Love that.
Okay, let's do.
Sarcasm, if you guys didn't know that.
The only thing, Audie, is I wish you would have waited to mute him until after this video. Because what happened to that? They're disputing the strike at the girls' school? Well, let's see if that's what they said today.
Ooh.
Tie right there. You got a tie on.
Yeah. Thank you. Come back with the BBC. Can you give us an update on what the administration knows, what you know now about the reported strike on a girls' school in southern Iran on Saturday?
All I can say is that we're investigating that. We, of course, never target civilian targets, but...
So they're investigating it, supposedly. They never go out of their way to target civilian targets. Now, that might be true. I'm not saying that. That was the thing I think that there was confusion on yesterday. I wouldn't put it past them to do so. However, I would not go out of my way to say that they were purposefully targeting. What happens is that you have a target, right? As great as our technology is, you have a target with your missile. But when it falls, wind direction, all sorts of factors can push it this way, push it that way. It's off track just by a little bit. Nothing's perfect, right? And that it hit a school. I'm not putting it past them that it's not on purpose. I'm not going to say that until we have further investigation. But again, this isn't a dispute. He's just saying that we don't purposely go out of our way to target civilian entities and that we're investigating it. I'm still waiting for the dispute. There's 20 more seconds. Maybe he'll say they're disputing the strike at all.
We're taking a look and investigating that. Red tie in front.
Just on the basis that with the information you would have, your reconnaissance abilities, ability to gather information, I mean, it's several days on now. So is there any clarity on whose munition this was?
We're investigating it. Thank you.
We're investigating it. So they're not denying it. They're saying like we have to find out whose munition it was, because there is reporting that it may have been Iran on purpose. But again, that's just reporting. We need investigation, and I'm totally fine with having investigation. MAGA is the most impatient motherfuckers on the planet. You were in the box for 2 seconds. You couldn't handle it. You just, oh God, I can't wait any longer. All right, but you know what is true? I meant to get that. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that on the fly real quick.
There's over 197 people in here. Boop the screen, share the live repost. We're only at 6 shares. Make sure you guys hold that screen down. Share it to everyone you know, because TikTok is doing its TikTok shit. Make sure you guys repost, add to stories. Did you update your gift goal? You have the little finger hearts. Monty has finger hearts. Go ahead and send.
96?
No, you're
Yeah.
good.
Oh.
You're good. No. I figured it out.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what did I do?
No. You didn't do anything wrong. Make sure you guys are setting your little finger hearts as well. Send your heart means if you have not. And also, there's 96 left on that goal. There is over 100 people in here. If we all just get together and send a doll hair, a singular doll hair, that would be absolutely fantastic to get this goal knocked down. Remember, you have to support all your content creators, because TikTok didn't do payouts today.
It did not. Did you get yours?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I wanted to find, because we're going to talk about this. The Pentagon identifies 4 of the 6 U.S. soldiers killed in Iran war by drone strike in Kuwait. A combination image of undated photos show U.S. Army Reserve Captain Cody A. Quirk, 35, of Winter Haven, Florida, U.S. Army Reserve Sergeant First Class Noah Tietjens, 42, of Bellevue, Nebraska, U.S. Army Reserve Sergeant First Class, sorry, I was trying to move this down and I didn't get it. First Class Nicole Amor, 39, of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, and U.S. Army Reserve Sergeant Declan Cody, 20, of West Des Moines, Iowa, who were killed March 1st, 2026 at the port of Shuaba, Kuwait, during a drone strike. So we have 6 casualties of this war already. No new wars president. And that's where we're going to be at with Pete Hegseth's going to have a big baby fit about the fact that the news is reporting that we've had 6 deaths.
This is what the fake news misses. We've taken control of Iran's airspace and waterways without boots on the ground. We control their fate. But when a few drones get through or tragic things happen, it's front page news.
Oh no! How dare the deaths of 6 U.S. service members be front page news? How dare? How fucking dare? Gar, how are you today? Did you vote for Trump?
No, I did not. Some moderator invited me up.
No. What did you say in the chat to get got?
I don't know.
Oh,
I said all. What did I say? All MAGAs. Well, I say a lot of stuff. It's like all MAGAs are stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Or I called Trump like the grifter in chief or the pedo in chief.
Oh, that's fair. Maybe it was just a mistake because sometimes things don't come through in chat the same way that they do. But I appreciate you, Gar. I'm gonna drop you down.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
I'll bring up this person, I guess. Yes. U.S. Red, White, and Blue. How are you? Or Red, White, and Family. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just wondering if your mods don't know how the algorithm works. When they mute the opposition, you get less opposition.
Anyway,
let us
I don't.
keep
It's
that
fine. I
mind.
also have the phone lines for YouTube, so it's totally fine. I can live without y'all. But you voted for Trump. Can I get your age and what state you voted in?
Well, if you couldn't mute me, maybe I
That
could
wasn't
answer.
me. That was my mod. Guys, don't mute him
Yeah,
anymore. That's just
exactly.
when you cry about being muted, we're just gonna mute you more because you guys are a bunch of little snowflake little bitches. Anyway, you voted for Trump. Can I get the age and state that you
Yeah,
voted
that's
in?
all right. If you're in Colorado, we'll find you and hunt you down and send you back with the Mexicans too.
Well, I was born here, so that's interesting how you're gonna do that.
Says the person without a PFP.
It's
Such
fine.
a man you are.
Yeah.
It's
Put your face on the
I'm
screen.
in Colorado. I'm
Cool.
in Denver, Colorado.
You're in Denver. What street? What's your street that you live on? Then, if you're gonna come after me, put your face on the screen.
It's all right. We'll send you back. I already got your address. Have a good one.
Oh, where do I live? Oh, honey, I wanted to know where I live, babes. I want to know where I live, sweetie. Oh, anyway, we're gonna go back to Pete Hegseth. I'm gonna repeat that for you guys again. Those are your people, MAGA, by the way, threatening me. That's lovely, isn't it? Isn't it? We're going to talk about him crying about it being front page news that 6 service members died. I need you guys to hear it again.
Or tragic things happen, it's front page news. I get it. The press only wants to make the president look bad, but try for once to report the reality. The terms of this war will be set by us.
Are you sorry, I stepped away for a second to go, is that really what he said?
Yeah. He said when a drone gets through and tragic things happen, it's front page news. And you guys use it to make the president look bad. Remember what we're talking about. That's why I brought it up.
I'm going to go on mute so I don't crash.
These people. People who signed on the dotted line and put their lives at risk. Made front page news. But, the media only did it to make Trump look bad. That's interesting. Isn't it?
Oh, hi.
Hi, Chicky.
I want to point out that there's also still 2 that are not identified.
Correct.
Now, I don't know if that's because they haven't been able to ID them.
Right.
Because of the status of their, bodies. Or they just haven't been able to reach to their families and gotten the the final clear to release the names. But yeah, I got to talk with my mom and my dad, and I explained to them that I'm crossing the lake next year. So yeah, within this year, I'm adjusting, like my paperwork. I gotta officially make a will because never know what can happen.
You never know.
Yeah. And I did. It's a peace of mind for my mom. But she is not the primary person that will be notified if something happened. I put my brothers, and she's like, "Thank you," because I don't think I can handle that. Just for you magas down there.
Yeah.
I
know. They're not going to reach them, though. Dean Johnson says, if you weren't so rude, people would be so mean. I'm guessing you meant wouldn't be so mean. Here's the thing. I can be as rude as I want. That doesn't mean you get to threaten my life. So, don't know if they know. I actually know quite a few people who will find them. So, good luck. Good luck, bitch. By the way, I'm a leftist, not a liberal. So we believe in carrying, and we believe in certain constitutional rights. So, fuck with me and my family. Fafo.
All right, you can drop me for the algo.
Love you, Chicky.
I love you, Chicky.
Bye.
W's, by the way, I updated it, but W's to Juicy Juice Godfrey for the Toot Toot Train, Toot Toot. I appreciate you so much. That brings us down to 94. Guys, keep supporting the live as we sit here and listen to these disgusting people, twist themselves into pretzels for war and for Israel, which Pete Hegseth is going to do too.
I really hope every single Trump supporter who continues to cheer this on and stuff, like, we don't even know if the next of kin was notified before they put it on national television. We don't know. Every single person who continues to celebrate what is going on should throw money at every single funeral service and add to GoFundMes for those soldiers. Y'all are fucking pathetic.
I know. Don't get yourself worked up over them, though. They don't mean anything. Anyway, let's see why we're doing this, huh? Pete Hegseth will tell you.
To our steadfast partner, Israel, your mission is being executed with unmatched skill and iron determination. Fighting shoulder to shoulder with such a capable ally is a true force multiplier and a breath of fresh air. We salute your courage and your contribution.
We're doing it for Israel. That's who we're doing it for. Labodi, thank you for the $2 super chat. I don't know what the fuck you were trying to say, so I'm not putting that on the screen. I'm not going to even try and repeat it. Because who knows what the fuck that even means. Okay. Is it going well? Let's see if it's going well. We have reporting on some of the Iranian missile strikes and where they hit.
In Tel Aviv with this breaking news, an Iranian missile we have just learned has hit the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. Now, this news is just coming into CNN. Here's what we know this very moment. Qatar says an Iranian ballistic missile has struck Al Udeid Air Base, as I said, the biggest American base in the region. We don't know much more. No casualties reported as of yet. Again, we don't know what we don't know, but we do know they are saying it was a ballistic missile. It's obviously a significant development. And as that is coming in, we are learning that the CIA is also working in Tel Aviv.
Our biggest airbase. That's our eyes over there. That they struck. This is going to be another fucking war that lasts like fucking 20 years. But I have a question for MAGA in the chat and in YouTube, just in the chat in general. Who struck first? Who started this? Can you tell me? I would love to know. If you guys can tell me who started this. Let's see if we get any answers here. Broken-hearted women are crazy. I'm broken-hearted? Damn. Well, I guess I'll have to cry about that. Oh, lovely. We have Yahtzees in the chat.
Well, you made it on the algo.
Okay, we've got an Iran. Got two Irans. We have South Africa. That's an interesting choice.
That's a pivot.
So Iran started it, huh? Iran started it. Cool.
But I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked. They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. You're seeing that right now.
Oh, they were getting ready to. Okay, they were getting ready to. So let's see. Did Iran do it? Who started it?
A lot of those missiles that are hitting in, those are stationary. Those were aimed there for a long period of time at these other countries. So I think I was right about that. We attacked first.
Oh no. Ooh, what? What did he say?
At these other countries. So I think I was right about that. We attacked first.
Oh. Oops. Yikes. That's not what happened. Everybody talking about 9/11, by the way. Why are you talking about Iran?
That's crazy.
Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Age 42 and voted for Trump.
And from what state?
Ohio.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Because Trump is a real president.
How so?
Also, this has been going on for decades. Joe, Obama, Biden, they paid Israel off. Obama paid $1.7 billion to Israel.
How much?
Not have to go to war.
How much did? How much has the Congress under the Trump administration sent to Israel?
Doesn't matter. They're fighting for freedom.
So they're paying Israel too then. Okay, I'm glad we got there. Cool.
Israel. They're all over there celebrating for freedom.
Here's the thing. I don't have any problem with the Ayatollah being taken out. My issue is that this man promised no new wars, and he promised that he was going to be the peace president, and here we are. How dare I take him at his word? How dare I take him at his word? I know. You guys are crashing out.
For 4 decades.
You guys are crashing out.
This war has been going on for 4 decades.
Israel has been complaining about Israel has been complaining about Iran for 40 years, but that doesn't mean that they've been at war.
You end it now, just like Trump does.
So he lied then when he said no new wars, right?
He handles business.
So he lied when he said no new wars, right?
He's not like the far left that don't know they're transgenders.
So he lied. I'm not a liberal, I'm a leftist. So he lied when he said no new wars, right? It's not.
You're definitely right, and you're not right.
Are you okay? So he lied about no new wars then, right?
The president of the United States.
He is. I'm glad you passed your cognitive test. I know.
Hey, I got a question for you. When Obama was in office,
running project
where were you guys for the past 4 years asking about Epstein files? Oh, I didn't hear nothing then.
So he lied when he said he was going to be the peace president in no new wars, right?
No, he didn't lie.
Well,
you can't predict. The past 4 years, this is going on.
So he lied. So he lied.
Yeah. Hey.
So he lied.
What about Obama? What about the ICE agents in Obama deporting?
What about? How many whatabouts can we get from him, do you think? Before he answers my question. Did Donald Trump did Donald Trump campaign on no new wars?
What's your point?
Did he?
He lied. Oh, let me ask you.
So he lied.
So you telling me that Biden didn't lie? Obama didn't lie?
I'm sure they did, and I would call them out when they did. Why aren't you calling him out?
Never do.
Why aren't you calling? I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Why aren't you calling? God, they're upsetty spaghetti about the fact that Trump lied to them, aren't they? They're really mad that Trump lied. They said, damn it, I have to defend this war now. Fuck, I can't even fucking stretch my leg that high. How do I get it behind my head? How do I do it? I can't fucking do it. How do I do it? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You poor thing, having to pretzel to defend something. I know that's why you're crashing out. It's so okay. It's okay.
Trump's your president.
I know, because you guys, they're so broken.
Trump's your president. I'm so depressed.
He is the president. Yeah, he is the president, and you should be willing to call him out that he lied to you.
Do you think he wants the loop or doesn't want the loop? Maybe that's why he's
probably
Trump forgot about loop.
Yeah. Well, and Donald Trump likes direct eye contact too. You can't look away when he's fucking you. Yeah. So it's like really. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Trump derangement syndrome.
So again, I think that the people who pretzel to defend him when he lies to you, I think the people, I'm going to put you on hold, you can listen to some music. I think that the people who pretzel to defend, yeah, that's what I thought. I think the people who pretzel to defend the fact that their president lied to them.
Moose, has he blamed Lincoln for this war?
We haven't gotten that far back yet. But the people who who's pretzel to defend that he lied to you are the problem. Real quick, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, CSS. Were you fine with him keeping other promises of his, such as immigration, or are you cherry picking? You can absolutely call with factually based information. We can talk about his failure to keep the promise of immigration. We can talk about it and how it's not beneficial to the United States as a whole. I would absolutely love to do that.
Only got to Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
30 years old, and I voted for Kamala.
Oh, well, I appreciate you. I am just looking to speak to Trump supporters. Do you plan to vote in your midterms?
No, I got a question for you real quick, though.
Sure.
So I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, but do you care about women's rights whatsoever, or just people's rights in general?
Of course.
Because you supporting Iran, not supporting Iran.
I'm not supporting Iran.
Well, it really sounds like that after the last 20 minutes I've been watching your stream.
No.
It's fucking nuts to me.
No, I'm just I'm holding.
Fucking dumbass.
I know.
Don't get that twisted at all.
I'm holding Donald Trump's feet to the fire for lying about saying no new wars and no new conflict. That's what I am, and I don't want to see.
Has said no new wars, no new conflict.
No, they didn't campaign on that. No, show me an example where they campaigned on that.
Campaigned on going to Iran, or
on specifically campaign specifically on no new wars. Show me somebody else besides Donald Trump who campaigned on that.
It's been, I don't know.
Exactly. That's my point. He specifically campaigned on no new wars, and then he is putting us into a conflict that's going to cost the lives of American service members. I have a fucking problem with that.
Yeah, and that's how many wars has America been in the last 40 years?
A lot of them. A lot of them. I don't agree with those either. We need to stay the fuck out of other people's business. For a man who said and campaigned specifically on no new wars.
Iran was threatening nuclear fucking missiles
Where?
to us.
Where? Where?
What do you mean where?
Where did they threaten us with that? Give me a quote. Give me a quote. Give me a quote from the Ayatollah where they threatened us with nuclear action.
Hey, you have fun in little Portlandia over there. Have a good day.
Cool. Run away.
He never voted for Kamala.
No, he didn't vote for Kamala. They are upsetty spaghetti today, guys. Make sure we are tapping that screen real good, sharing the live out. Let me update the gift goal here. I have 94 left in my goal. So if you guys could get that down, the pay links for that are in the bio. I would appreciate the support because I get to get crashed in on today because they have to pretzel to defend their man. And it's going to be a struggle bus kind of day for them, I think. So yeah, if we could do that, that would be great. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yeah, I'm from Washington State.
Cool.
I'm 31 years old, and I voted for Trump.
All right. Why are you still supporting Trump?
I think that Trump is the best president that we've had in United States history.
Why?
Policies.
Which one? Name one. We can talk about it.
For one, his foreign policy specifically, also his immigration. And you said
what about his foreign policy?
I like the tariffs that he's placed on other countries.
What is a tariff?
A tariff is, why don't you tell me what a tariff is?
No, you just said you support it. I would expect you to know what it is.
Yeah.
So what is it?
I do know what a tariff is.
Sure. So can you educate me? Can you educate the dumb liberal and tell me what it is?
Okay. So a tariff is when you tax things that are being imported into the United States.
Who pays for that?
And it's basically something that benefits companies for making stuff here instead of making stuff.
So who pays for that tariff?
What do you mean? Who pays for that tariff?
If we put a tariff on China, who pays for it?
China.
What?
China.
You were correct in saying that a tariff is a duty on imported goods. If we have a tariff on imported goods from China, who pays for that?
The company pays.
The company that
imports it.
Imports goods from China, so not China. The American corporations would pay for that tariff, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so why does Donald Trump lie to you and say that the countries are paying for it?
Donald Trump doesn't lie to me saying the company.
Donald Trump says that if we have a tariff on China, that China pays for it. That's not true.
Well, one of the reasons I called. And
No, we're not going to pivot. So Donald Trump is lying, yes?
No, I don't think Donald Trump is lying. I do
So
think all
Donald
politicians
Trump,
lie.
all politicians do lie. I agree, but why do you guys defend his lies? He specifically has said that other countries that we put tariffs on are the ones paying for it, and that's not true, correct?
I wouldn't say that's not true. I don't know enough about that topic to say.
You were the one who brought it up. You just brought up tariffs. You don't know enough about it, but you brought it up.
Not bring up tariffs.
Not him backpedaling already.
I brought up tariffs. I asked you. No. Hold on one second. Hold on. We're going to go through the timeline. Hold on. We're going to go through the timeline. You said, I support foreign policy. I said, what about foreign policy? You said tariffs. Don't tell me I brought it up, baby. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. You can rewind it and rewatch.
No.
You don't try to gaslight me.
You asked me why I voted for Trump, and I said foreign policy.
And I said, what about foreign policy? I said, what about foreign policy?
Specifically, why I like the tariffs is because it brings more manufacturing back to the United States.
Let me find it, since you guys like to lie.
Being imported.
Don!
Specifically, I'm not lying about anything. You're just trying to have petty arguments.
No, we're going to find where you lied. 4 left in my goal, so if you guys...
I lied now. Placed on other countries. I think you are kind of a lunatic if you think I'm 31 years old and I vote. If you think that's a lie,
hey,
you have some serious issues.
All right, why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I called to have a good discussion, but apparently you don't want to do that, so have a good day.
Go ahead and run, I'll still play it. Anyway, why are you supporting Trump?
United States history.
Why?
Policies.
Which one? Name one, we can talk about it.
For one, his foreign policy specifically, also his immigration. And you said
what about his foreign policy?
I like the tariffs that he's placed on other countries.
What is a tariff? Who brought up tariffs again?
When did tariffs become foreign policy?
Also that, but don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. Okay.
Tell me I don't understand what tariffs are, nor do I understand what fucking foreign policy is, you absolute nut.
We'll just start pulling hectors. It's fine. I will go back and I will find where the fuck you said what you said. It's fine.
Not pulling hectors.
I will pull some hectors.
I did not bring up tariffs, Swarovski. That's crazy.
Olive brought up tariffs. I just that's been the second or third time where they're like, no, you brought it up. Motherfucker, you did, and I can show you where you did, and you can cry and you can run, which is what you just fucking did. So there's that. Let me check this real quick. Sorry.
No, you. These people lack comprehension skills so hardcore.
Okay, let's get back to, well, that was kind of the end of Trump's clip on attacking first. So now, remember when I showed you yesterday, Marco Rubio. Oh, sorry, I apologize. People are calling. We'll probably have more calls that'll interrupt this video, but it's okay. I had the phone line off while we were talking to that guy, and I didn't turn it back on. But I did play the video yesterday of Marco Rubio saying that they knew that that there was going to be a strike on Iran, and so they did a preeminent strike because they knew Iran was going to come after us because of what Israel was doing, right? We remember that? I played that video yesterday. Oh, well, that's interesting, because then... what was that? This would have been... Oh, no, I'm sorry. So I played the video yesterday from the day before. And then yesterday, Marco Rubio, which is the first part of this clip that I'm going to play for you, said he didn't say that.
Yesterday, you told us that Israel was going to strike Iran and that's why we needed to get involved. Today, the president said that Iran was going to get...
Yeah, your statement is false. So that's not what I was asked very specifically. Were you there yesterday?
Yes, I asked
Okay. So...
Oh, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Sorry, my age, date, and what?
Your age, your state, and who you voted for. I apologize.
26, California, and Trump, yeah.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
Tariffs, clearly. No, I'm just kidding. I've heard the last two callers.
It's like, don't do it!
Yeah, no. Honestly, it was just more or less about social and sort of, I don't know, policy relativism. I thought compared to what Kamala was offering,
sure,
better. And then
I'm going to stop you, though. I am going to interrupt you for a second because I don't relitigate the election. I don't care about why you voted for him. He did win. We are a year out of his presidency now. Why are you still supporting him today?
Honestly, probably comes down to the whole support theory, or what is it? Salute the rank, not the man theory.
Okay.
Which is to say that we all are better served, I think, when we're at least not at each other's throats. And subtracting the Smith-Mundt Act of 2013, which allowed the media to propagandize everyone and sort of turn us against each other, I think we are better served when we're not in that sort of echo chamber.
What does Donald Trump call me as a leftist? What does he call me?
Oh, I'm not saying he's absolved from those conditions either. I mean,
okay. Well,
we're utilizing them like every other politician is.
What I think he's taken. I think he's taken a sledgehammer to what was already divisive. Is what I think.
How so?
The fact that he calls us domestic terrorists, liberal or liberal leftist wackos, that is not in any way a way to bring us together.
I will 100% agree with it. His rhetoric is not statesman. I guess how would you say that? Statesmanly. Certainly not. Compared to guys in the past.
It's not a man who represents all of the country.
There's never going to be a candidate.
This is definitely a Bernie bro.
No, here's the thing. I didn't vote for him. I don't support him. He's still supposed to advocate for me, not speak against me. I think that that's absolutely ridiculous to have the man in the highest office in the world talking about half of the voter population in that way.
Do you think that even beyond any moral justifications you might have about individuals, do you think that the left candidates really sort of take the position that they're there to represent everyone equally as well?
No, of course not. And I'm not. I will say I'm a registered independent, not a Democrat. I'm farther left than the Democrats are. I think the Democrat messaging has been really bad. I think that their policies are more harm reductionist and still more for the working class people than the Republicans are. Absolutely. I think their messaging is just fucking trash and has been for a long time now. And I think that they need to fix that. But in regards to you saying that you would salute the rank, not the man, to me, are you indicating that you would support the administration and not necessarily Trump himself?
I would say that even when Biden was in, and I didn't necessarily agree with Biden, I still took the position that, okay, whatever the guy's been elected. So we should at least give his ideas a shot while he is in office and go from there. I think the idea of spending, half of somebody's entire administration just, because if, let's say, somebody owns the House and the Senate and the other guy's got the executive, nothing gets anything done. We as the people are the only ones who lose.
Sure, but I understand that. But my thing is this is not like a give him a shot as if this is his first time doing this. He was president for 4 years previous to this, where we saw that there wasn't a lot of things done that were beneficial, and he's repeating those patterns and doubling down on them. And that's where I have issues. He is actively violating the Constitution and saying that he has the capability to, which is a fucking problem to me.
Well, it's not. I don't want to get caught up in any whataboutism, but just speaking to your sort of point of experience. I mean, Biden spent 40 years or something like that in working his way up through the governmental process to think that he was a one-term guy who didn't have the experience.
He lied about that. Yeah, he lied that he was going to be a transition president. I agree. But to sit here and say give Trump a chance when we've seen what he did for 4 years previous to this, I don't. That's why I have this conversation. That's why I ask specifically, why are you still supporting him? What policy are you still supporting? Because I have not seen in his second term where he has a policy that I think is beneficial to America as a whole.
I think I gave a couple of examples of just, policies in general. Although, can I speak just while I've got you here? I am really curious to hear your opinion on this. And just regarding the Iran war situation, there's a document called the Heritage Strategy for 2030 from both the Heritage Foundation. They made it in an attempt at being bipartisan with the Rand Foundation. And there they outlined basically their goal of bringing Iran back to where they were in the 50s or 60s.
Right before the Iranian Revolution in the 70s, sure.
And yeah, exactly. And viewing them as the South Korea of tomorrow in a way that they could also act as a regional power to keep Israel in check. Essentially, claiming to be sick of the AIPAC influence and the stranglehold that Israel has over Washington and in the states at large.
Sure, but why are we over there right now?
In that manner. Oh, literally, though, they're using the Korean model, which is, I don't know how many years we fought the Korean War, but essentially bringing them to the table through, what the military does is they'll break you down and build you back up.
Well,
and
but
I
we
was
don't.
curious
But we
to
don't do
hear
that.
about
We
that.
we
Hear your
just
thoughts on that.
sure. But I disagree that that's what happens. I think that that's a nice ideology to think about, to bring them to democracy and to bring them back to where they were, where they had a lot of freedom. But one, we also were the ones who helped fund these right wing extremists that took over in the 70s. And for two, we've seen multiple examples, not just in the Middle East, but in South America and in Africa, where we go in and we exploit these nations. We don't give them democracy building. We give them far right extremists so that we can exploit their resources. Like, there is no democracy. It's a nice idea, but to me, it's the same idea as utopia, and it's not something that can be accomplished. We have not seen it be accomplished. And I also, again, my biggest thing is the fact that that's not what Donald Trump ran on.
No, yeah, he did claim to be the peace president. He
Correct.
really leaned into the Abraham Accords and all that kind of stuff, and seeing.
I've
seeing
argued with
a
people about it so many
war being
times.
declared. We're hearing that we were at war. Was definitely not the best way to wake up on a Saturday.
No.
To say the least.
Thank you, HW. I appreciate the jewels.
But that being said, if this policy that he appears, again, mind you, he did. I think two of the people who were on this committee from this document from the Heritage Foundation and the Rand Corporation are in not his cabinet, but his sort of his extensive let's say hive mind. If that is the end goal, how would you feel about that?
If we had determination that could happen, I wouldn't have an issue with that. But I just also don't trust the fucking Heritage Foundation as far as I can throw them.
Yeah, I mean, they're right wing, which at first, when I first read it, I thought, okay, so this is as far right as we're going to get as far as think tanks go. But they did bring in the Rand Corporation and help build the document and present it, which at least gave me the illusion of them attempting to be bipartisan. I don't know how else you get bipartisan if you're a think tank besides bringing in another think tank.
Sure, but no, thank you for having a civil conversation. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's rare these days.
That is true. They usually just like to come up and yell, and
tariffs,
that's not
tariffs. Just kidding.
And tariffs, and listen, I will say till the cows come home that I think that there can be a benefit to targeted tariffs. The problem I have is with blanketed, I can't even get there because they don't know what it is or who pays for it to start with. So there's that.
And targeted tariffs would not be a bad idea. So,
right? Exactly. I agree.
Well played. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Thank you for being civil, even if we disagree. I wrote that down. I want to read it. I do want to read it. I have no problem doing that. So the Heritage 2030 in work with the Iran Foundation. I will bring that up later. Have some research and homework for me to do, which is totally fine. Love doing that. While I'm sitting here, real quick, where did that come in from so I don't forget? Which pay link? Okay, not that one. Hold on, guys. I'm working. Keep tapping. Where are we at? I haven't checked the taps in a while. My lovely little tappers. You?
88.8.
Oh my God. You guys are killing it today. Gonna hit 100,000 before we hit the hour mark. I appreciate you guys so much. It was from Law of the Wild. Thank you so much for the 25 for cooking with receipts. We have to. We have to cook with receipts.
W Law.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We're so happy that you're back here with us. We needed your law expertise.
Genuinely happy.
And also W Law to the fact that he made the remainder of the goal that number. Thank you so much, Law, for that. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on. There you go.
W. I think he did that on purpose.
He probably did the math on it. Okay. So again, Marco Rubio. The president made. He had said. They're going to ask him, and he's going to lie, that they knew Israel was going to strike.
Yesterday, you told us that Israel was going to strike Iran, and that's why we needed to get involved. Today, the president said that Iran was going to get.
Yeah, your statement is false. So that's not what I was asked very specifically. Were you there yesterday?
Yes, I asked
okay.
the question.
And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
So you lied yesterday when they said that you said they knew that they were going to strike first. Well, here's the thing. I don't think they forgot, Jalen. I don't think they forget that video exists. I think they don't care because they know that their base and that their MAGA Congress is going to pretzel and defend it regardless. Like, you didn't see what you saw with your eyes. You didn't hear what you heard with your ears. You're just going to believe what we tell you, and that's going to be the fucking end of it. Manu Raju also calls him out for that as well. And he goes at him pretty hard with that. Like, no, I have the fucking transcript from yesterday that you told us that you knew Israel was going to strike Iran, and so you thought Iran was going to strike you after Israel struck them, and so you preemptively struck them first.
I want to just clarify what you said.
What's Congress? Brady, it was supposed to be a really important piece of a third co-equal branch of our government, according to the Constitution and the Founding Fathers. But, somebody wake them up from the dead, maybe.
Because you said clarify, but you said I would give that. No, but you have to read. If you're going to read the whole statement, your quote is about we knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack. Yeah, no, I understand. But listen, all right, let me understand. But I had a very specific question from that gentleman, right? The president said. Hold on 1 second. I asked.
Do you see the panic in this man's face for getting caught, though? That man is fucking panicking.
He was so nervous.
Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack. Yeah, no, I understand. But listen, all right, let me understand.
I get Manu Raju coming through with the receipts. W. Manu Raju for the transcript receipts.
But I had a very specific question from that gentleman, right? The president said. Hold on 1 second. I asked a very.
Just that I have to replay it again. Just that little pause where he goes from that gentleman and see that pause that he does. There's panic in this man's fucking face.
The president said. Hold on 1 second. I asked a very. Force Israeli. Okay, but let me answer because this is my press conference. Okay.
This is my press conference.
You asked me. I was asked a very specific question. So you guys can misrepresent it, but I was asked a very specific question yesterday. The bottom line is this: the president determined we were not going to get hit first. It's that simple, guys. We are not going to put Americans' troops in harm's way. If you tell the president of the United States that if we don't go first, we're going to have more people killed and more people injured, the president's going to go first. That's what he did. That's what the president will always do. He will.
Well, we have 6 service members who are dead already. Thanks, Marco Rubio, for that. Guys, I'll turn the phone lines back on. They were off for a second so I could finish that video. Okay. Next. Now, there was an issue with evacuation. Benghazi, anybody? Oh no, not Benghazi. Sorry, Iran. I apologize. Yeah, there was an issue about evacuation. And so they're going to ask Donald Trump about evacuation. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for? Hi, can I get your age, state, and who you voted for? Okay, maybe you're having trouble hearing me. You can try and call again in a minute if you would like. We're going to listen to Trump now. Yeah, he did. As if I don't have his number now, too. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
I'm sorry. I thought I had you on mute. On unmute. Sorry, David, North Carolina, 51 years old.
No, you're absolutely.
Donald Trump 3 times.
You're absolutely fine. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Trump is a boss. Trump's an absolute boss. He's just he's on it. He's the guy that is leading this nation, and the only guy that leads it without any political, affiliations or political hierarchy, political desires. He's not a politician. He's just doing the thing for the American people. He is the absolute boss.
What about the $1.4 billion that he's made in office last year?
I'm from Chicago, and I knew Barack Obama personally. He lived in Hyde Park. He drove a 1998 Chrysler 300. Mm-hmm. He lived in a townhome,
we all know that.
in Chicago on 51st and Cottage Grove.
Sure.
All right, in Chicago.
We all know that, yes.
They now own multiple homes, right? Multi-million dollars, okay? Same with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was in Arkansas. He's the governor of Arkansas, making $100,000 a year, maybe $80,000 a year. They're now multi-millionaires over and over and over again. Donald Trump was a billionaire when he got in office. The truth of the matter is,
right, but he has made but he has made $1.4 billion in money specifically from being in office, things like crypto scams and things like that, right? Like people make money off of book deals and speaking deals after they get out of office. He is making money in office with crypto. So here's the thing. I absolutely agree that if Nancy Pelosi, if we have investigative proof, and probably because her husband works in that, so I would believe that she was insider trading, I absolutely think she should be charged and convicted did, and served some prison time for that. Do you know that Josh Hawley actually put in an act into Congress called the Pelosi Act originally, which was to keep members of Congress from being able to trade stocks at all while they are in office. Nancy Pelosi actually reached out to him and was like, hey, I agree with this. I would love to sign on. So they changed it. It is no longer the Pelosi Act. What is it called now? It's not called the Pelosi Act, but it is a like insider trading. You cannot own stocks or trade stocks as a congressperson. Josh Hawley is a Republican from Missouri, and Pelosi signed on to that. Donald Trump specifically told them to write it in a way that would disclude him. So the Honest Act, thank you, Adi, the Honest Act. So what it would do is that any serving member, it would take effect within, 30 to 90 days of them.
I think we all agree with
Well, so sure, we would all agree with that. I agree. So then why did Donald Trump make it that in the Honest Act, every single person would in Congress that would effectuate against them and any future president, but not him?
You know what? I'm not sure. I have to look into that.
Sure. Yeah. Don't believe me. I want you to look it up.
Here's my take. Okay.
Sure.
America has 350 million people, approximately. I don't know, give or take a few 100,000 or a million, whatever.
Uh-huh.
They've given us 2 people to vote for in each election.
Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Biden was so bad in his last presidency.
Biden wasn't running.
They said, you know what? The American people said, you know what? We want to go back and vote for Trump again. So the American people knew more about Trump on the second term than they on this.
Biden wasn't hold on, real quick. One, Biden wasn't the nominee.
Were.
No, they were not. Kamala's policies were different. 2, okay. The election, I don't relitigate. They were.
Would you change anything? Kamala said, I wouldn't change anything.
That's not what she said. I would not. I do not.
What she said.
This is why I'm getting to number 2. I do not relitigate the election because it doesn't matter. They lost. Okay. Kamala Harris lost. Why I ask this, the question I ask, it's very specific because even though you voted for somebody, right, it doesn't mean you have to continue to support them. So if there's something in his policy that you are still supporting today, we can talk about that, not about why you voted for him.
Okay. Well, I can't really say why I voted for him because it triggers liberals and it just goes
right. It's probably just isms and phobias because you guys are uneducated and bigots and you guys don't care about the American people. Yes, absolutely. Because I know you guys are obsessed. I do. You guys are obsessed. I know you guys because you guys are obsessed. So what about his policy? So what about his policy today? Are you still supporting?
Okay, I like that he's not giving in to the woke agenda of the liberals. Listen, you guys have a real problem. Okay.
Yeah, the problem is that you guys are stupid.
Convincing, okay, just call those names. Great.
Yeah.
We still have an election and we still have a vote. Okay, we still have to vote. No
sure. You haven't. Yes, you are uneducated. You are uneducated. You are uneducated about. You are uneducated about things. That's fine.
We're uneducated. We're the ones.
You guys lost 20% of your seats last year.
Our what? Yeah, okay.
You guys lost 20%.
We'll see how that works out.
Sure. How's Texas going?
Donald Trump.
How's Texas going?
Listen, you're going to have a hard time convincing 60-year-old grandpas that men and women aren't different.
Last night.
Nobody says they're not. Nobody says they're not different.
They're the ones that are stupid.
Nobody says they're not different. This is why I say you're stupid because you guys don't know the argument. You think you know the argument, but you don't.
So is a transgender man a woman? Is a transgender woman a woman?
Yes.
Answer yes. Don't. A transgender woman, exactly. That's why you guys are going to lose.
I know.
This is insane.
You don't know what a woman is. That's okay.
Tell a 60-year-old grandfather in middle America that a transgender woman is a woman.
It's not my fault that they can't. It's not my fault that they can't understand science. Maybe they should learn some new tricks.
So the older generations are the stupid generation.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Yes. Guess what? You got 6 more. You got 6 more election cycles for them.
Sure.
You guys
lost 20% of your seats. You notice how they don't have policies that are beneficial for the American people. They just care about shit. 20% of your seats last year, you guys lost. Again, you guys don't bring up anything in way of policy that is beneficial for the American people. You guys bring up isms and phobias that don't. You guys bring right now barely scraping by like 1 or 2 seats. It's the Republicans by 1 or 2 seats.
Who has the majority?
I just said it is by 1 or 2 seats the Republicans because people keep leaving.
Who has the majority in the House?
The Republicans. Why aren't they doing anything?
Okay, who has the majority in the Supreme Court?
Why aren't they doing anything?
What?
It's majority conservative, not Republican.
Again, the presidency, the Supreme Court, the House.
What are they doing about it?
Governorships.
What are they doing with that power?
Republican. Why?
What is the Congress doing with that power?
Between a man and a woman. That's why.
What? That's not why.
It's a slam dunk.
What were the exit polls?
20 issues.
Actually,
And
yeah,
exit polls
it is
don't vote.
80
Exit
20.
polls
No, no,
don't
no,
put
no, no,
anybody in
no. You
office.
guys don't know how to read this shit. It is 80 20 issues opposing what you said. What did the exit polls say the number one and number two thing were that people voted for?
Exit polls don't put people in seats.
What
Exit polls don't put people into governorship.
Hold on,
and the
hold on,
presidency.
hold on. You just said we
What's an
lost.
exit poll?
No, hold on. You don't know what an exit poll is?
I know what an exit poll
It
is.
is, okay.
The question they
Cool.
ask those after they vote, but it's not a vote.
Uh-huh.
It's just a poll.
It's
They
a
poll and
poll
said
that
Donald Trump's
asked.
losing.
It is a
Donald Trump
poll.
is supposed to lose every
It's a
election
poll
he ran in,
that asked. It is a
according to
poll.
polls.
That's not true. It is a poll that asked.
That's
Okay.
not true.
No, it's not. It actually had him winning in 2016.
is.
Polls had him winning in 2016.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Pull up the poll.
So exit polling asked specifically what your main reasons were for voting the way that you did for Trump. Number one was the economy. Number two was immigration. There was nothing in there about transgender individuals at all. So for you to say that that's the reason that we lost, apparently it's the reason why we're gaining back 20% of our seats and why the primaries look so good in Texas. You guys don't know shit about shit. Shit about shit. Anyway, let's get to Donald Trump and why he didn't evacuate the people the Americans in our embassies over in the Middle East.
Commercial air travel right now is severely restricted in the Middle East, and thousands of Americans are stranded. Why wasn't there an evacuation plan, and will you send planes to get people out?
Well, because it happened all very quickly. We thought, and I thought maybe more so than most, I could ask Marco, but I thought we were going to have a situation where we were going to be attacked. They were getting ready to attack Israel. They were getting ready to attack others. You're seeing that right now. And a lot of those missiles that are hitting in, those are stationary. Those were aimed there for a long period of time at these other countries.
I know. We attacked first.
So
Get to the part where you...
And if we didn't, it could have been, look, we're really
There we go.
decimating them. They're being decimated. And if we didn't, and by the way, we have massive amounts of ammunition. We have the high end. A lot of it was given away stupidly by Biden, very stupidly, for free. And I'm all for Ukraine, but they gave away a lot. As you know, when I give away ammunition,
Guys, I'm sorry about the audio. That's as loud as I can make it on Twitter. I can't. And it's as loud as I can make it through the audio on the computer. Trump talks low. The audio is just not great.
everybody pays for it. The European Union's paying for it. Then they can do what they want with it, but they are giving it, let's say, to Ukraine, and it's okay. But we gave away a lot of high-end, but we have plenty. But we have unlimited middle and upper ammunition, which is really what we...
That's not the fucking video I was looking for. Where's the one? Hold on. Where's that? That's not what he said.
Commercial air travel right now is severely restricted in the Middle East, and thousands of Americans are stranded.
Yeah, so it was the initial. Let me replay that because, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. It's just that initial first question about them being stranded.
Commercial air travel right now is severely restricted in the Middle East, and thousands of Americans are stranded. Why wasn't there an evacuation plan, and will you send planes to get people out?
Well,
So she's asking, like, because of the closed airspace, Americans can't get out. What is your plan for evacuating them? Why weren't they evacuated?
because it happened all very quickly. We thought, and I thought maybe...
It happened all very quickly. So what you're saying is that, and he continues, which we've heard him say, so you're saying that because of the way Israel attacked so fast, you guys weren't able to give any kind of notification to the people that you had down on the ground there? You just left them there.
Another thing. When we've talked about Abbygate, one of the largest things Trump supporters complain about is that, quote unquote, people were stranded. I'm sure people were.
Yeah, they were.
Because of
It was
how-
horrible.
Right. But people aren't complaining about Americans being stranded now?
No, of course not, because they're going to blame all of that on Biden, which I do blame Abbygate on Biden, but I also blame it on Trump for his decisions in regards to the pullout. I talked about this yesterday.
100%.
I blame them both. But he didn't give any kind of warning. He didn't give any kind of plan to get them out. Why? Because it happened very quickly. What? That's a horrible excuse. That's the excuse you guys are going to go with? Is that it happened quickly? Really? Okay, let's go to... They're going to ask Rubio about the plan to get Americans out. And guess what? Rubio's still panicking and also doesn't have a plan. Why? They didn't have a plan. This was not a fucking planned thing. They just did this on the seat of their pants, either because they're some warmongering assholes. Also, yeah, he picked when it happened, right, Law? Right. Like, you were the one who picked when you decided we were going to get involved. You could have said, you know what he could have done? If Israel was going to strike regardless, Donald Trump could have said, I don't agree with what Israel chose to do. They didn't give us forewarning enough to be able to get our people out. He didn't do that.
Was there a plan in place to evacuate Americans before the attack took place?
Well, that's the plan we're trying to carry out. The problem is, or the challenge we are facing is airspace closures. If a country closes...
Yeah, they closed their airspace because you're bombing them. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
59, Joe Biden. Richard?
You voted for Biden in the 2024 election?
Yeah, Republican, voted for Biden.
Why would you do that?
Yep.
Why would you do that in 2024 when he wasn't the nominee?
I guess it was 2020, whenever he ran last.
Cool. Who'd you vote for in 2024?
I'm at work. 2024, that was Kamala. We voted for Kamala.
You voted...
I don't know where our votes went.
You voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, me and my wife, both Republicans. We abstained from the primary, voted blue for Kamala. And to us, it seems like, well, I don't want to get, I kind of called to talk about Hamas, but it looks like 20 million votes are missing. That's all I'm saying. Because a lot
of... there's some weird shit going on, but we can't talk about that because TikTok don't like it. And also we need way more evidence anyway to talk about that. And yeah, like Law points out, Kamala.
And go to therapy.
If you guys voted for her, say her name right. Come on, be better. Anyway, Rubio's talking about closed airspace.
Closures. If a country closes their airport, for example, in some cases the airports have been hit. So the airport in Kuwait was hit. So if an airport's been attacked or the airspace is closed, then we can have the planes lined up to go, but we can't get them to land because we don't have the permissions to land there. So
then maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to attack Iran. Maybe.
So that's the challenge, but rest assured, we are confident that we are going to be able to assist every American. As I told you right now, we have about a little over 1,500, maybe closer to 1,600 Americans requesting assistance, and we know that we're going to be able to help them. It's going to take a little time because we don't control the airspace closures.
It's going to take a little time. Meanwhile, remember, I played the video from General Kane and from Pete Hegseth today saying they are moving further inland to continue the strikes. Pete Hegseth says we are going to rain destruction and death every single day. But 1,600 fucking people are stuck over there. And it's going to take time.
That said, there may be more people out there that need help. We need to know who you are. So please, I'm asking the media, publicize the phone numbers and the website because we need people to call in so we have their name, we have their contact information, we have their location and their request.
The call-in line leaves you with a fucking voicemail and they're basically telling you you're SOL. That's what the call line does. Does Trump have a plan for who they're putting in place since he's so, it's not a regime change war, but it also is. But we took them out, but also we need to beat you to it, Don. Hi, Don, by the way, I haven't seen you in a while. And that who they're going to put in place, but also it's the people's responsibility, but also we're going to keep bombing them. I wonder if he has a plan for that.
What's the worst case scenario that you have planned for in Iran?
Well, I don't know if there's a worst case. We have them very much beaten militarily from the military standpoint. They're still lobbing some missiles. At some point, they won't even be able to do that because we're hitting all of their carriers. We're hitting all of their missile stock. They built up.
Also, by the way, I don't have the info on that right now, but I like on the outline, but I'll get it. Darnell Dyson, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate you. But there is, so the drones that they use, Iran makes a shit ton of them. They make them like fucking candy. It costs them like 50 grand a pop to make these fucking drones that they send out on these strikes. What we use to intercept these drones costs us about $1 million a pop. And it's, like 30,000 to 50,000 is what I've seen, Dawn. And it costs us over like $1 million a pop to make the things that intercept them. And guess what? We're running low on them really badly. So we started something we weren't fucking prepared to start. But again, remember, what's the plan for... what is the plan for who's taking over in that region? Or are we just leaving it in chaos? Oh, I know, Rob. It's yeah. I know who it is now. This was before that.
All these missiles over the last few years. They had a lot of them. They've shot a lot of them, and we're knocking out a lot. I guess the worst case would be we do this, and then somebody takes over who's as bad as the previous person, right? That could happen.
Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, the person that they want to take over is younger, more far-right than the Ayatollah was. Congratulations, because they just announced that he's going to be the new Ayatollah. Thanks. W. Donald Trump.
We don't want that to happen. It would probably be the worst. You go through this, and then in 5 years you realize you put somebody in who was no better. So we'd like to.
We've
see
done this
somebody
before.
in that, bring it back for the people.
Does no one remember Iraq? Does no one remember? Like, I'm gonna be mute.
So we have quite a few, we have words about the son possibly taking over, right? He's even more far right. Good job, Donald Trump. Good job. You did a fucking great job with that. So proud of you. Fucking idiots. They're so stupid. Now, the biggest thing we've gotten between all the confusing mixed messages about whether this is a war or not a war, which we'll get into later, is also whether or not the threat was imminent. They said the threat was imminent. Well, Graham is going to tell you that it wasn't, because we do it before it's imminent so that it's not imminent, which doesn't make any sense. That just means we're starting wars for no reason. If I feel like you threatened me at all in any way, I guess I can just attack you even though the threat wasn't imminent.
America is a imminent threat, and it doesn't have to be imminent to me, because you don't want it to be imminent. Right. The whole idea is for it not to be imminent, dumbass. You want to prevent it from being imminent.
Senator, let me ask you this.
If it's not imminent, we have no reason to attack them. Try that defense in court. By the way, Lindsey Graham is off his fucking rocker, and he just wants to bomb everybody and anybody now. So let's listen to some of the I have a couple of the Democrats who came out of the meeting about this, about their briefings, right? And they're not, it's also not what the War Powers Resolution says. Well, they don't care about that. Lindsey Graham doesn't care about that. Talking about their fears from that meeting, that they were not given answers that were good. Yes. Guys, if you haven't read the War Powers Act, the War Powers Resolution, you need to read it. I doubt you will, because you can't read.
I just want to say I am more fearful than ever after this briefing that we may be putting boots on the ground, and that troops from the United States may be necessary to accomplish objectives that the administration seems to have. But I also am no more clear on what the priorities are going to be of the administration going forward, whether it is destroying the nuclear capacity of Iran, or simply the missiles, or regime change, or stopping terrorist activities. And I think the administration owes it to the American people to have briefings not just for members of Congress, but for the American public. Nothing here should have been classified. It should be available to the American people.
Do they describe?
So that was Blumenthal. I also have Murphy as well, and he's going to bring up that they need to rein that power in using the War Powers Act and authorization of force.
Senate. This is as serious as it gets. This is war and peace. They told us in that room that there are going to be more Americans that are going to die, that they are not in the short run going to be able to stop these drones that are going to continue to fly into the Middle East. We have to have a debate in the United States Senate on an authorization of military force. It will likely fail. It will likely fail, and we shouldn't be voting to proceed to other pieces of legislation until we get a debate on this deeply unpopular, immoral, and illegal war with Iran.
Now, Chris Murphy is right. Bringing up, we did this with Venezuela. We brought up a War Powers Resolution with Venezuela with mostly Democrats. I think the Republicans were Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, as usual, who are the ones who signed off on it, and independent Angus King. Angus King is not a Democrat or a Republican. He is an independent, who were signed on to the War Powers Resolution in regards to Venezuela when we were doing the boat strikes, right? It failed. This one would most likely fail as well. The reason they do it is kind of a, hey, we have it on paper thing, so that we can say, look, we proposed it. Because when this goes badly, and it will go badly, we proposed it, and they voted against it. And that's the only mechanism that we have, is to use our vote and to use our voice and show on record what they did and did not do. And that's what Murphy is saying here, specifically. Mike Johnson's going to tell us that Donald Trump exhausted all the diplomatic resolutions, even though we'll get into that in a minute.
Should never happen. President Trump exhausted every diplomatic channel to this end. He tried. They've been over backwards. Since March of last year, he directed his administration to initiate 5 different rounds of negotiations with Iran's leaders. Most recently, and along the way, they've offered sanction relief, normalization, and most recently, they even offered nuclear fuel for life if Iran would cease its domestic nuclear program. And they were rebuffed. Iran said no. Why? Because we all know why they were enriching uranium, and it had nothing to do with medical devices and energy supply.
Proof of that? Where's the proof that they were rebuffed? Where's the proof of that, Mike Johnson?
When was Witkoff ever civil?
Never. And Witkoff loves to lie. I didn't have that clip, but there's something about he says something happened in that meeting, and other people who were in that meeting were like, no, it didn't. That didn't happen.
Enemies, and the U.S. was at the top of the list with Israel. Think about that. While Iran dragged its feet, its leaders pressed forward with its nuclear ambitions. They were stalling because they wanted to kill us. They continued to advance their conventional missile systems at a speed and a scale that greatly outpaced our regional allies' ability to respond. That is what made it imminent. In short, the situation was untenable. We had our personnel, troops, citizens, installations, and assets in harm's way. And through this operation, President Trump took decisive and defensive action to ensure the safety of our forces, our citizens, our allies, and our homeland. In my estimation, this course of action was necessary, lawful, and effective, and reversing it now would weaken America.
Darnell, I absolutely agree with you. It's giving no weapons of mass destruction. It's absolutely giving that. And they fall for it every time because we have just been inundated with the Islamophobia. But that's interesting because we have the foreign minister of Oman who's saying that they were agreeing to that kind of deal of non-proliferation in way of nuclear weaponry. So that's interesting that Mike Johnson says that.
What has Iran agreed to you that they have never done before? Can you give us any sense?
The single most important achievement, I believe, is the agreement that Iran will never, ever have a nuclear material that will create a bomb. This is, I think, a big achievement. This is something that is not in the old deal that was negotiated during President Obama's time. This is something completely new. It really makes the enrichment argument less relevant because now we are talking about zero stockpiling. And that is very, very important because if you cannot stockpile material that is enriched, then there is no way you can actually create a bomb.
So they were talking about, in agreements with Oman, that they were not going to stockpile enrichment, that they would send it out. They would only use what was needed for, again, energy and medical devices, and that they would not stockpile enriched material. That was something they said they were going to agree to Oman before these strikes happened.
Whether you are rich or don't enrich. And I think this is really something that has been missed a lot by the media, and I want to clarify that from the standpoint of a mediator.
So explain that. So the enriched material, the things that could be used as nuclear fuel for a bomb, you're saying Iran would not keep on their own soil?
They would give it up.
They would give it up?
They will not be able to actually accumulate that material that will enable them to create a bomb. There's no accumulation. So there will be zero accumulation, zero stockpiling, and full verification. That is also equally important achievement, I think. A full and comprehensive verification by the IAEA, which is the agency in charge of this file.
The UN.
Sure, Cass. No, I can believe. I think you meant I can understand. I can totally understand people's trepidation in believing the claim. The problem is I don't agree. I don't believe Mike Johnson saying that they exhausted all their diplomatic options. I don't think that's the case. We could have. Again, the issue is that they didn't want to get back. Iran didn't want to get back into a situation like the JCPOA, but that's only because they didn't trust Trump, who took us out. Like the JCPOA kept us in a good spot with them. When did they start enriching higher? Oh, when Donald Trump pulled us out of the JCPOA.
Nuclear watchdog.
That's
so you're saying all enriched material would be shipped someplace else, not Russia, but
No, the current stockpiles that still exist.
the things that are still in Iran.
I think that there is agreement now that this will be downblended to the lowest level possible.
Okay. What has?
But again, why didn't we just try and listen to that?
Also, under the NPT, they had certain regulations that were different from the Iranian nuclear deal that Obama made.
Sure.
So when Trump fully pulled us out, I don't know if it was higher than what we had for the Iranian nuclear deal with Obama. I'd have to look at that in specifics. But they still had to abide by the NPT, regardless if they were in it or not.
Yeah, and Biden was trying to renegotiate the JCPOA. It just kept fucking falling through because they just didn't trust us anymore. Darn it, why did I lose that? Darn it, I lost it. Thank you to Mike Lopez for the $2 super chat. Said video Levin calling Trump the first Jewish president. I've played that on here before, actually, where they had their big meeting and he said Donald Trump is the first Jewish president, and he said Donald Trump said yeah I agree, or something to that effect. It was kind of silly, but you know, whatever. Okay, guys, it is 11:30. You guys hit 134,000 likes. I'm so sorry I missed our 100,000. I was in the middle of some shit. I appreciate you tappers so much. You guys are rocking the shit out of the game right now, so I do appreciate that very, very, very much. Let's see, real quick. Plasma, thank you for the $5 super chat. Muslims literally threw a march in Michigan chanting, "Death to America, do not support the passing of another dictator." It's not about that. But again, one, yeah, show me the evidence that that march happened. Oh, God. And two, I'm not at all grieving the passing of the Ayatollah. That's not what this is. Two things can be true at the same time. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for? Okay.
I want whoever said that to prove that in more ways than one, because I could tell you that some freaking idiot by the name of Anthony Hudson, who's trying to run for governor in that state, wanted to go in and go fight against quote unquote Sharia law in Dearborn, Michigan. If you are from the state of Michigan and you have never been to Dearborn, how fucking dare you?
But I want to see the proof. I have no problem with that. If you show me the proof that happened, I would like to see it. Two, you don't know what it means when they chant "Death to America" even in Iran, and also the fact that I'm not mourning the death of the Ayatollah in any fucking way. He was a terrible fucking person. He runs a horrific fucking regime. What I am opposed to is the fact that this man campaigned on saying no new wars, and he is actively going to be putting our troops in harm's way yet again. We are going to be in the Middle East yet again. Yes, Shakira la. And that I do have la. And that I do have a fucking issue with. And again, we're also in the situation where we're getting mixed messaging about what is a war and what is not now, which I have videos on. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Andy, in Minnesota, and I did not vote in this last election. 37.
Okay, do you plan to vote in your midterms?
I do not plan to vote at all.
Okay, well then why don't you plan to?
I'm a little left of that.
Sure, so am I, but why do you not vote for harm reduction? You have the privilege to not vote for harm reduction for the other people who are being harmed by politics that affect us in every single aspect of our life?
I mean, more power to the ones that are all about electoral politics and
electoral. But the midterms don't run on the midterms don't run on the electoral college. That's just the presidency. The midterms run off of vote for vote. So why are you not participating in a situation where people?
Because I believe direct action gets the goods, I guess.
So you're an accelerationist?
Quite a lot of questions right off the rip here.
Yeah, that is the premise of this show. Is I ask you questions.
Okay, well they're coming pretty quick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me slow it down for you. Are you an accelerationist?
No, I'm not an accelerationist.
So-
Not like these.
So what
No.
kind of direct action are you speaking of?
I guess democratic confederalism, radical municipalism.
Meaning, and how do you effectuate that?
Well, just being a good neighbor, I guess, is the gist of it.
Oh, that's just you sitting in privilege while people are harmed by their government.
Okay, well, I was in Kurdistan on the border with Iran, right there, and Soleimani, and in the mountains.
Okay.
So, for activism, not in the military or anything.
Okay.
And it's so, yeah, no, that's kind of why I called, because last night on, online, I guess, they're saying, like, the CIA is planning on arming the PJAK and the KDPI and all this. They're already well armed. Like, that just didn't make any sense at all.
Okay.
It's
But again, I see, here's the thing. The reason I asked the questions that I ask is because you're going to sit here and you're going to speak on politics when you don't actively participate in the process that gets us to where we are with our politics. So you're sitting in your privilege and thinking that you get to stand on a box and talk about it. Yes. You're privileged to not be able to vote while marginalized communities are harmed. Yes.
Wow.
Wow, I know. And your cushy blue
That is
state.
just
Yeah.
wild. Do you realize how privileged you sound by talking like that?
I recognize my privilege, which is why I speak out and I actually fucking vote for harm reductionist policy. I don't just sit on my ass and then complain.
Sit on my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I guess I volunteer every week at the women's clinic. I go.
Cool. Did you help? Cool. Did you help vote? Did you help to vote for those women's rights? Cool. Did you help to vote? Did you help to vote for those? Did you help to vote for those women's rights? Did you help to vote for those women's rights here in this country?
I don't do that.
You didn't. You didn't.
So
You
get
didn't.
out the vote.
You
That's
didn't.
your message, right?
Partially, that's part of it, but
What the fuck?
also, yeah,
There's
that's
a
part of the
lot more
message.
to it.
That's
There's
one
a lot more to
tool.
life than the vote.
Correct, I agree with you, but it is one tool that you are choosing not to use.
Also,
Wow, you're just
I know.
so quick to just like talk shit and like put people down.
Also, don't call people don't call Muslim people jihadists. They're not all jihadists. That's ridiculous.
What are you talking about? All my Muslim homies fucking hate jihadists.
Sure, I'm glad you have Muslim homies. Can you also vote? Right, yeah, and you tokenized your fucking community of friends. That's fucking crazy.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I don't do anything except say that I help the women, but I don't vote for them. I know they're losing access to their uteruses, but I'm helping. Give me a cookie. Fuck off.
I don't get it. That's not like... Just because you say you help women doesn't mean you're to get pussy.
You're not.
I want you to know that. I want you to fucking know that.
You didn't help.
You saying that I go and volunteer at women's clinics, cool, that's great. Did you vote? No. Well, fuck you.
My God. Hi, Cass.
Hi, I'm sorry, babies. I was tapping, but I do have a reply to this. When you are sitting in the comfort of a blue state, it's really easy to say a lot of these things. And though your vote counts so much for people in my state, we need your senators and your representatives out there doing work that, like, if we wanted to codify, we still need your fucking vote. Like, bro, like, it's insane to me. Women are freaking dying in states and don't have access to abortion. Like, women are, immigrants are being deported in mass. And you're saying, like, my vote doesn't count? Yes,
Well, yeah.
it is for your state, but
It
like...
does. But what I
bro.
do in Colorado, what we do and what we pass sets precedent for what you can fight for in the red states.
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know if you saw, Cass. Tennessee starting to look like smells a little bit like Texas now. Did you see one of the bills they're trying to push through?
Oh no, what?
They're trying to get women who have abortions or who have miscarriages, because we've seen how that works. They're trying to punish women who have these to the utmost highest consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
So it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And there's people... If you are in the state of Tennessee and you want someone like Zoran to be in here, he's not going to happen. It's not going to happen here.
That part.
You live in a red fucking state. You have to vote moderate in order to move left. I'm tired of hearing people complaining about fucking Bill Lee and Marsha Blackburn. Y'all don't show up to go and vote.
Let's talk about the vote count for the Senate race, the Senate primary in Texas versus the vote count for the governor's primary in Texas. Why weren't those numbers just as high? Because guess who effectuates you a lot more than your Senate does? Your governor.
Do people like Abbott, Cass?
Okay, so I will be fair. I want to
Right,
be
it's
fair
Texas.
here. I want to be fair that so Abbott did win, but Democrats have done fuck all to put up an actual viable candidate who can win against Abbott. They put up Beto the last time, and I'm sorry, but when you say the no words like we're gonna take your guns, that's what's gonna happen in fucking Texas. Like, grow the fuck up. Like, I get it. People don't, certain people feel certain ways, but in Texas, that's a no phrase. That shouldn't have been the person we I think Gina Hianosa was the one who seriously, it's ineffectual. People don't know these people. They're not names. Abbott will win again. I'm going to call that right now.
Yeah.
But Tallarico has a very serious chance to give either Ken Paxton or John Cornyn a run for their money. So if you are out here sowing discord with people because you didn't get the candidate you wanted, I don't want to fucking hear it, especially if you're in another state. Fuck all the way off.
100%.
Rally the vote behind the candidate we have, because I think Tallarico will be very effective. And even if he sucked, even if he did absolutely nothing, even if he was a total Fetterman, he would still be more progressive than John Cornyn or fucking Ken Paxton. Oh, thank you all.
No, my point was just the numbers of the votes. Like, you guys say you care about what's going on, not you specifically, obviously, but like the people who say they care about what's going on in their state, and you'll sit here and you'll vote in your primary for your Senate, but why aren't those numbers equal down the ballot? You guys, they have to pay attention. They have to pay attention.
Yes. And so, but we did. Was the remarkable part, and I want to highlight this. Nobody's as excited about it as I am, but I'm very excited about it. We paced with Republicans. We just haven't done that before. In a primary on a midterm year, this is so amazing that we paced with Republican voters to turn out at a primary. So I will end on this because I was working and tapping and I accidentally hit the thing. So thank you, ladies.
It's a lovely surprise.
Y'all are the
I love
sweetest,
seeing your face.
So I'll just say this. Please just rally the vote, man. Listen, I'm really hoping Crockett gets out with Tallarico and absolutely helps rally the base.
I have a tweet in the outline. She has a tweet backing him already.
I already have that. I'm really hoping she gets on the campaign trail with him a little bit, especially to rally the East Texas voters. But yeah, we're going to have a strong poll. I'm hoping for it. And I love you ladies. Thank you so much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, Cass. Bye.
Okay, open these phone lines back up, guys. I still have a couple things on the outline for Iran again, but we might not get through that today just because of they're in a mood. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yeah. Sorry again.
Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yeah, I'm 26, live in Utah, voted for Trump.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump? He sounds sad about it.
Comments, that's a whole sidebar, but ultimately just pretty nauseating to see the perspective on abortion and how emotional
Cry fucking harder!
Perspective is.
I don't. Why should I care about what a man thinks about abortion?
Well, anyone can have a logical opinion on it.
Sure, and you vote, and so I think that it's important that you have an opinion on it, but most of the time it's not based off of anything but your feelings, and I don't care if you and your family that you choose to have, that you guys have a conversation where you don't ever have them, that's totally fine. I just don't think you get to make that decision for everybody else.
Okay, so if I wanted to own slaves, is that the same?
No,
conclusion?
that is owning, and those are not comparable in any way, shape, or form.
It absolutely is.
How?
You're demoralizing and dehumanizing
the
unborn.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not. I can grant you life at conception. I just don't grant that I have to give it moral consideration until 24 weeks.
But that's the scientific conclusion. Life begins at conception. So
I just granted you life. You can have life that is not given moral consideration. You understand that, correct?
Yeah, so you're supporting murder.
Are you no? What is the legal definition of murder?
Forethought in taking another person's life.
Malicious, unjustified. Can you tell me where it is malicious and unjustified?
It's unjustified because otherwise that person would be born and live.
Not necessarily. Pregnancies don't always end healthy.
A lack of convenience.
I don't care the reason personally. I do not.
I know you don't.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about the reason. Do you grant exceptions? Do you grant exceptions?
No,
again,
okay. Why would?
So then you don't. So you're so pro-life. You're so pro-life. You're so pro-life that when mothers are, their lives are at risk, that they can't have abortions. That's interesting.
Well, you're using a very, very small percentage of.
No, but if you're right, but if you're not granting that exception, those women still exist. I don't care how small.
Okay, well, if it truly is, often that's a distortion. If the mother's life,
Nevaeh Crane, Amber Thurman, maybe research on the actual women. I don't deal in hypotheticals in regards to women who are actually bleeding out in No, you're not going to call back. I'm done with you.
When you
Go
are
away.
comparing healthcare, basic healthcare,
Don't let them get you. Don't let them get you. Don't waste your. You say it, but don't waste your energy on them.
It's just, again, when you are trying to do the comparison of a woman having access to health care, the number one reason why women choose to have an abortion is because of financial issues. That's it. That is the large reason why we have abortions.
I know they don't think it's good enough, though. They don't think that's good enough. I know.
They all need to figure, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm mad at Pete Hegseth. I'm mad at everyone today.
I understand that. No, I'm saying be mad. I just don't want you to get worked up when they don't care about that. They just see that as them winning. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
34, and Johnson, and New Jersey.
You voted for who?
Oh, Trump.
Oh, okay. Why are you still supporting Trump?
Just because it's not just for the social issues, obviously. It's more about protecting the country. And
protecting it from what?
Well, we have China, who is trying to use Venezuela and Iran as oil sources and other ways of trying to get to us. I believe that's why.
Well, them importing oil from Venezuela, what does that have anything to do with us? And Donald Trump has said he has a good relationship with President Xi, so.
Yeah, they say that with each other, but then,
What is it our business where China gets their oil from?
Well, when they're trying to, they're gearing up for war, pretty much.
Oh,
they have their
show me that.
And you don't see look up.
Yeah, they've had military parades for a long time. That doesn't necessarily mean they're gearing up for war.
No, they have their children in school dressing up in military garb.
Oh, really? Or are they just uniforms? They just put them in uniforms.
It's military.
Oh, really?
You can tell by
you can tell. So they don't say that it is military. You just take that they put their kids in uniforms as military attire. That's crazy.
Well, you haven't even seen it yet.
Well, I wouldn't take seeing it as meaning anything unless the Chinese government specifically said we are putting our children in the schools in military uniforms to prepare them for war.
And I'm pretty sure that was said in...
Sure, find me that. Go ahead, find me that. No, I'm not going to do your work for you. You just made that claim. Go ahead and find me. Yeah, we also have Jay Rotzi here. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel the same way about Jay Rotzi?
About who?
About Jay Rotzi.
I have you playing in the background.
Sure, you should turn the stream off in the background and actually listen to the phone call. Do you feel the same way about Junior ROTC?
Junior, who?
Do you not know what Junior ROTC is?
Oh, yeah. I know what RTOC is.
What is it?
I just can't remember what it stands for, but it's
sure, you don't...
pre-military, or civilian military.
So it's junior, it's our children dressing up in military uniforms in school, correct?
Well, that would also be West Point.
No, that's not West Point. No, there are high schools that do this. Is why I said J, junior. Yes, junior. Yes, junior ROTC. Yes, yes. They walk around. Ours was our high school specifically was the Air Force one. So all of our ROTC people walked around in Air Force garb. These were children. Yes. Do you have an issue with that as well?
No, because
so why is it a problem when China does it, but which you haven't proven, but why is it a problem when China does it versus we do it with our children in our schools?
But that's also not the argument I was making.
That is, it's absolutely, you said they're preparing for war so much so that they're putting their children in schools in military outfits. We put our children in schools in military outfits.
The government doesn't. It's the parents' choice.
Who do you think provides those outfits and those classes that they take? They specifically take ROTC classes. Where do you think that is provided from?
Yeah, but that is also...
It's provided by the government.
But yeah, but...
Oh, so maybe, yeah, so yeah, you think there's not private schooling in China? The hypocrisy just keeps abounding.
For the very high class, yes, I do.
Sure, yeah, same here. Same as in the United States. You can't get private school unless you're very high class and have the money. So again, why do you have an issue with preparedness for combat supposedly happening in Chinese schools, but you don't have any issue with it with the junior ROTC?
If it was in public school, I would have a problem with it.
It is in public school. It is in public school. It's not private.
JROTC is in public.
JROTC is in public schools.
Mandatory.
No, of course not.
That's what I'm saying.
Show me that they again, you still need to show me that it is actually military outfits. Go find me that quote. Go find me that quote. Go find me that quote. Go find me that order from the Chinese government that they are military outfits in their schools. Go find it.
All right, real quick, how do I share that with you, number one?
So what you're going to do is you're going to search it on your phone while we're on the phone talking. I don't want to hear anything out of your mouth except for you searching for it. And then once you find that order or that quote from the Chinese government saying they are forcing children to wear this for preparedness and combat, you can tell me the title of that article and I will look it up.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, there is Space Force ROTC, by the way.
It's the Air Force. It was the Air Force when we grew up. It's the fucking Air Force. I don't call it that shit. Yeah, well, your point you have to prove. You have to prove your point with facts. I have conversations based off of factual evidence and not your fifi. So again, you are going to have to prove to me that that is happening at direction of the Chinese government and it is specifically for combat preparedness. Or they're just wearing fucking uniforms.
But anyway, that's not just the only reason.
Cool. Again, I don't want to hear anything out of your mouth except for the order or the quote from the Chinese government saying that.
I hated wearing my Navy ROTC outfit to school. I hated that shit. What the fuck? I want to be an astronaut. Calm down.
Just right off the bat for the AI overview, if that's good enough or no?
No. AI overview sources Facebook and Reddit. Sometimes, absolutely not.
Tell me you're lazy. It was so, especially in the summers, when I was required to wear my uniform, it was
Chinese
crazy.
All right, so Getty Images, and that's Getty Images, but still, I don't know what the actual website is.
You should be able to click on it and find where they got the Getty Images from for the article.
It wants me to buy them. Hold on.
Oh, well, yeah, don't do that.
Chinese shells, stock
These look really militarily, don't they? So.
My God.
New York Times.
Has he never walked into a private Catholic school?
Patriotic, returned veterans and adult children, Red Army generals. Well, I guess I might have to. I don't want to take your time.
Sure. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go look that up because I asked it what outfits do they wear in Chinese school and I get a myriad of different options. Nothing wearing combat. So you can go ahead and fuck off with your fucking lie that you told, but you don't know what junior ROTC is, guys. When we grew up, we called it ROTC. That's what we called it.
I was like ROTC. It sounds like Yahtzee, but not.
Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Yes, I'm 38 years old. I live in Tennessee. And what was the third? You talked so fast I couldn't.
Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Trump.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
This is very complex, and I'm going to break it down really quick. I know you guys don't have much time left in today's stream.
Sure.
I spent 5 years overseas, a year in Iraq, and 4 years in Afghanistan.
Okay.
I was in Afghanistan in the Obama administration, and I can tell you this. I like Trump because he doesn't put up with BS. I do not agree with everything he does. I will say that.
What do you mean he doesn't put up with BS?
So like when they have, if you look in Congress and the left gets mad, or people, ICE is a prime example.
No,
Okay.
I know, but you just brought up, I figured we were talking about foreign policy because you just brought up Obama and Afghanistan and you said that Donald Trump doesn't put up with the bullshit. I thought we were talking about foreign policy here and now we're back to Congress and stateside.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to backtrack.
You're okay. I don't like to gish gallop all over the place.
Understood.
Sure.
Okay. So,
That sounds messy.
Let's stay on course then. I still support Trump for, Iran is a complex situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's making the right decision for the world, and I'm gonna turn you guys on to something you probably don't know. Semiconductors are about to be a massive problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Big problem.
Yep, I'm
and
aware.
We as the United States do not do something to ground ourselves to have a solid surface on that, it will be like the movie Dune.
What did Joe Biden do for semiconductors?
He made the CHIPS Defense Act, and they granted Intel, one huge company that operates in America and produces in America.
Sure.
And then Trump, unfortunately, took that money away. However, I think the broader spectrum here is Taiwan is the real star that no one's talking about. 100%.
I talk about it all the time. I agree. Chips and Science Act. Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen your
Chips
show.
and
By the
salsa.
way, I was my
No,
day
you're
off.
totally fine. I don't mean that to you. I don't like to get put in a box because I do talk about those things. That's why when I talk about tariffs, I talk about targeted all the time. I think it absolutely is a good thing. The fact that we are so reliant on Taiwanese chips is a problem, which is why we are trying to build the infrastructure to be able to build them here. Meantime, we have to play this footsie game with China that every president has played, which is that we recognize that you recognize that you own them, but also not at the same time, which is a fun game that we play with China and Taiwan.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So I was going to lay down my opinion, and this comes from someone who spent 2016 to 2018 in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and we weren't hunting terrorists.
Sure.
We were doing ground density mapping.
Mm-hmm.
So, I support Trump. I believe he has our best interest at heart. Love him, hate him. I don't care about any politician. They don't send their children to war, okay?
Right, but he's going to be sending ours.
I do agree with the man.
He's going to be sending ours. He lied. He lied and said he was going to be the peace president. He lied and said there would be no new wars, and now he's going to send our women and our men overseas to
Madam, I
die.
can tell you right now, the war would be much more devastating if they didn't do what they were doing right now.
Why? How? How so? Iran wasn't doing anything.
If we run out of if we run out of necessities to produce our own electronics, the price.
What does Iran have to do with that?
It has a lot to do.
What?
With it. They're a speed bump, ma'am.
No. Iran wasn't doing anything to it. You could avoid a speed bump. There are other roads you could take to your destination. Iran wasn't doing anything. Israel was the one who brought us into this.
How many times have you been to the Middle East? Let me ask you that.
0. I don't need to go to the Middle East to understand that you just called it a speed bump, meaning that you don't know how to take an alternate route to get to what you want to get to. I don't see how you're trying to connect Iran and Taiwan right now.
You'll see soon enough.
I'm sure. In 2 weeks, right? In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll see. In 2 weeks. That's called World War. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about trying to take down China so that we can take over Taiwan, so that we can get their chips, since Donald Trump fucked the Chips and Science Act. And actually, he didn't, by the way. Just so you guys know, the Chips and Science Act was still fucking applied. The infrastructure bill was still fucking applied. All they did was change the signs. So instead of thanking Joe Biden and the infrastructure bill, they thank Donald Trump now.
Even then, viewing it as a speed bump. So 6 service members are speed bumps.
Speed bump.
They're speed bumps?
Speed bump. That's all it is.
He's probably from fucking East Tennessee. God, I need to get out of this state.
All right, so I had 2 videos that I can't seem to get to play, so I'm going to turn the call line off for a second. I'm not going to play these videos, but it is just about the fact that Mike Johnson and Mark Wayne Babyback Bitch McMullins have said that it's a war, but it's not a war. It's a war, but it's not a war. But I'm going to move on to this. I think this is a little bit more important. Mike Johnson's going to give us a little bit of his judgment on the religion of Islam, which is crazy that we're doing this. The fucking Christian nationalism is insane. And it goes into a little bit of something else in regards to the Bible.
They have been, and they say the quiet parts out loud. They wanted to wipe Israel off the face of the earth, and they'd like to take us out as well. We're the great Satan in their analogy and their misguided religion, and there was no way to appease them. And define
their misguided religion. So we are having judgments on other people's religions now. Which is interesting. U.S. troops were told war in Iran was, quote, all part of God's divine plan, a watchdog alleges. Religious Freedom Group says 200 troops sent complaints of superiors using extremist Christian rhetoric to justify the war. U.S. military commanders have been invoking extremist Christian rhetoric about biblical end times to justify involvement in the Iran war to troops, according to complaints made to a watchdog group. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it has received more than 200 complaints from service members across all branches of the armed forces, including the Marines, Air Force, and Space Force. One complaint, identified as a non-commissioned officer in a unit that could be deployed, quote, at any moment to join operations against Iran, told MRFF in a complaint viewed by The Guardian that their commander had urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan, and that he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the Book of Revelations referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. I have more on this because you guys want to say that this is crazy, that it sounds ridiculous. How dare you? What do you mean? Oh, well, that's interesting. Because Mike Johnson has set up a huge prayer meeting specifically talking about this issue in regards to the red heifers. If you read the Bible, because
I love the Lord.
You know about this crazy, insane, alt-right Christian prophecy about the red heifers. So
Mike Johnson became the first House Speaker to visit the occupied West Bank this week with a trip that has attracted intense.
This trip, by the way, was in August of 2024. This is not old. This trip he took to the West Bank was in August of 2024, Mike Johnson's trip.
Is that...
No. This is Breaking Point with Crystal and Sagar.
It looks like if... Never mind, I can't say that.
Looks like a weird mix of Charlie Kirk and Tucker Carlson.
Yes!
While there, he said that the mountains of Judea and Samaria, the settlers' name for the West Bank, belong to Israel, quote, by right, which not only contradicts international law, but also official U.S. policy. But behind the provocative rhetoric, the media so far has missed what appears to be the fundamentally biblical nature of the trip. So the story behind the trip involves a rabbi named Yitzhak Mamo, a Texas Christian named Byron Stinson, 5 red heifers, and the apocalypse. Now, in September of 20...
Not the chuckle.
For the layman, it's cows. Heifers are cows. Yes.
Midwest Progressive said, why is Tanner's cousin on TV?
Chucker Kirkson, Chucky Carlson. My God. I'm gonna let this video play. It's a long video. I'm staying over. I want to get through the rest of this before I end today. So guys, make sure you guys are still supporting me. I still have how much I have left in my goal? 69 left in my goal. I'm gonna go use the potty while this plays.
Am I in charge?
Yes, you're in charge.
5 red heifers to Tel Aviv from Texas. The cattle are part of end times prophecy and are required to be sacrificed to help usher in the apocalypse. Hamas spokesman Abu Ubaidah, in marking the 100th day of the war that began on October 7th, even made reference to the red heifers as a provocation to be condemned, since part of the end times prophecy involves destroying the Al-Aqsa Mosque and rebuilding the Jewish temple that was destroyed 2,000 years ago. On February 1st, 2023, Mike Johnson, according to a source with knowledge of the matter, invited Rabbi Mamo to Congress to speak to a group of evangelical Republicans about the heifers. Boris Johnson also happened to be there. And Johnson, that's Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson introduced the rabbi, who regaled the gathering with tales of the prophesied heifers. So the meeting was held on the same day as that year's National Gathering for Prayer and Repentance, a high-profile evangelical convening in Washington that Mike Johnson is heavily involved with. The next year, in 2024, both Stinson and Rabbi Mamo spoke at the gathering, telling their story again, where Johnson was a central figure.
So, Father, we bless you for granting us the ability to have the office of the Consolidator-in-Chief, represented by your man-servant, Speaker Johnson, to be with us today, and your different servants representing the entire earth for a cry of repentance.
So here's Byron Stinson at that event.
You're going to be extremely excited what you're about to hear now as we go into this portion on Israel. I have two good friends out here with me, Byron Stinson and Rabbi Isaac Mamo. And I'm going to have them start immediately by telling the story of the red heifers. These are the men who are at the epicenter of what's happening with the red heifers. So Byron, so we start with you. This story, Byron is an evangelical Christian from Texas. Saki Mamo is an Orthodox Jew from Jerusalem. Byron, do we start with you?
Now remember, this was called by Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson put this together. Boner Israel cast.
Yes, sir.
And yes, Puff, this is real, and that's why I wanted to play it. I know it sounds a little far-fetched, but remember that these are the people who are in office and in charge right now, setting these things up, because they believe it. It's not whether we believe it or not, whether we believe the prophecy of the red heifer bringing about the apocalypse. It's whether they believe it, and they're the ones in power right now. And seeing as we're now in war in the Middle East again, I thought it was important to watch.
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I have really good news today, and I'm so happy to be here. Could I have that first slide, please?
Yep.
If we're going to the next slide, what we see here are the red heifers. Let's go back one. Are the red heifers necessary for the Messiah to come? Well, let me ask you something. When Israel was scattered for 2,000 years in the land, was it necessary that Israel, Judah, the tribe of Judah, the lion, would return to the land? Was that necessary? Is it necessary that on the Temple Mountain of God, that there be a temple that we worship him there, as it says in Micah 4? Is that necessary that we build the land? So the first step on the red heifers is that we are going to move towards building that temple. This is the first step, and it has to happen. But my friends, I want to tell you, all of you in the nations, you need to know something. God had a plan. He put his people, Judah, into the nations to suffer because they didn't obey him. Here we are today. We're seeing today we're doing the same thing. But thankfully, we have leaders in Judah that love us. They've reached across to us, and they want to help lead us. And they're reading their word, and they're reading their Bible. And in the Bible, it says, find a red heifer. So they called me, and I didn't go find a red heifer for me. I found the red heifer for every one of you. Because the fathers of faith said, speak to the children in the lands and bring us a red heifer so that we might do this ceremony.
So just to underscore, this is the crew here that Mike Johnson brought to the Capitol. And here's Rabbi Mamo.
This part that has not been discussed publicly in any venue, we have to have land, and that land has to be at a certain elevation and a certain location. And
I'm going to copyright that now.
By Numbers 19, again, we have to read the Bible.
Not my mountain!
And to see. It's written
You disagree
that
with
it
God?
had to be at the front of the Holy of the Holy. So at the tabernacle tent time, Moses, it was easy for him. He had the tent, and he just find the door. Today, as I mentioned before, we know where is the place of the Holy, is on the Dome of the Rock. Okay, this is a view from Mount of Olive, okay, a big cemetery, Jewish cemetery. By the tradition, who buried in Mount of Olive will be the first one that will be wake up at the redemption time. But you can see the Dome of the Rock. So we have to be in a place that we can see the Holy of
Close
the
your
Holy.
eyes.
And actually, it had to be the same
eyes.
heights that we can be at the same level of the temple.
However, buying land there is impossible, because if an Arab Muslim sells to a Jew, he or she gets killed. So that's hardly an option. But somehow, God supernaturally helped you buy what?
Piece of land. Don't ask me why. Don't.
Again, remember, these people sound insane, but these are the people that Mike Johnson follows, and Mike Johnson also promotes that in the Trump administration. Remember that. That's why we're playing this. Focus on it, because that's what Mike Johnson believes. And I'll show you that, because he went over there. That's in this video, too. Mike Johnson went over there.
Jalen, how do I capture a mountain?
Take Bikini Bottom and push it.
Push it over there. If you want to support me buying a mountain, links in bio.
Specific, don't ask me why I succeed. I don't know. But with a lot of, I just say a miracle, okay? Not any other explanation.
Actually, 12 years ago, you said maybe we build a Red Angus steakhouse up there when we were getting it. Remember that?
It's so funny to talk about taking land belonging to other religions. It's so funny. To other people. To other people with other religions. It's so funny.
How'd that go for the Crusaders?
We succeed to buy a little piece of land, 1 dunam, which means quarter of
an acre.
And it's, as you can see here, this is a photo from the mountain, okay? So it's at the same level of the temple. It's the front of the holy place. So we have the cows, we have the land. We are ready.
The Israeli government approved you to bring your 5 pets, which you never kept in your front yard like most people do.
So that's part of it. Is they're not. I don't know if he mentioned that while I was gone. Is that they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to like trade livestock like for food purposes. Like they're not allowed to do that. But they can if they are pets. So these red heifers are pets, even though they have to sacrifice them in accordance with the Bible. But
so as he says, they're in Shiloh. So what biblical town in the West Bank did Mike Johnson visit? Well, let's take a look.
There he is.
That American tourist in the blue shirt and the khakis there. Well, there he is, Speaker of the House, Mike.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
I think that's the Keebler elf.
Oh, yes, you're right. He does have little sparkles on his cheeks when he speaks. It's very cute.
Aren't we supposed to put them away? It's past December.
No, well, he's supposed to be working back in his slave camp to get ready for next Christmas, is what he's supposed to be doing. I don't know why he's out.
Someone call Santa.
But here he is last year, again, August of 2024 in Shiloh in Israel.
Mike Johnson. Where is Mike Johnson? Where's that crowd? Shiloh. Checking out the heifers.
Gotta look at the heifers.
Got to check out
Gotta
your heifers.
inspect them.
When he said your pets, by the way, when he said they allowed you to bring your pets,
He's going to talk about that.
there is an export ban on cattle from the United States to Israel. So what they did is they said they're pets. They classified them as pets.
They flew them on a Boeing 777.
Not last year, sorry, 2024. 2024, August of 2024.
And it landed.
Law says, y'all see, the king cannot return until the one ring is destroyed and the beacons are lit, which is true. This is true. Is it time for my first of the year rewatch? I haven't watched it yet in 2026. I think I need to start rewatch number 1.
I read this in a book.
That's all.
The Lord book? This book?
Yeah, the Lord book.
The Lord.
I read the Lord book.
You disagree with God?
How dare you?
Yes.
And they got him there. So this is the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
Intimately involved in this red heifer prophecy. Well, what are we even supposed to do with this? It's supposed to be a news show, but this is crazy.
Well, no, I mean, this is important because it gets to exactly what the motivations are. And it's where, of course, there is a kind of overlap in the Venn diagram between some Orthodox Jews and some evangelical Christians. We've talked about this a little bit over the years. I'm an evangelical Christian. This is what you call premillennial dispensationalism. If you're an evangelical Christian, it's, if you remember, if you're my age.
Huckabee is one of these. The ambassador.
They all play.
Yeah.
So he just mentioned Mike Huckabee, who is literally our ambassador to Israel, and if you've ever listened to Mike Huckabee, he's not well. He's not well at all.
You know, it's interesting. So Huckabee has played really careful with it. You can kind of read into what he said, and it's the same thing with Mike Johnson. You can kind of read into the groups that he speaks to, the people that he speaks to, and the way that he talks about having a biblical mandate. That God will bless those who bless the nation of Israel. I think that's a direct quote that Mike Johnson has recited before.
And this is new reporting that it was Mike Johnson that introduced this rabbi at this private event.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the significance of that seems to be that, yes, Mike Johnson is one of what I would say in the U.S. is a dwindling number of evangelical Christians who are dispensationalists. It was really popular, actually, around the time of the millennial. No surprise, and the Left Behind books, Fear My Age, you'll remember those were out at the time. But when you played that video of Hamas on the 100-day...
Johnson, by the way, was not speaker yet when he first invited these two figures to the Capitol, Stinson and Mamo, which I think is important.
It's extremely important.
But he was when they came back for that gathering. Anyway, go ahead. You were talking about the Abu Ubaidah.
If y'all don't leave that man alone, you leave Kirker Charleston alone.
Well, yeah, so that video is really, really important because whether or not you take Hamas at their word, what is true is that provocations, which is, I know that that's the connotation of that is pejorative, but provocations at Al-Aqsa, Dome of the Rock, Temple Mount, from some Israeli officials, and with the sort of sanctioning of some major people in this space, you're not supposed to pray. There's a huge debate as to whether you're supposed to pray when you go up there. You're not supposed to, and a lot of people say that it's actually sacrilegious and everything, but there are others who push to be able to do it. And that is part of, the Hamas called October 7th Al-Aqsa flood.
Right.
After the mosque, Al-Aqsa, on the Temple Mount. And so citing of the heifers, as they call it, a provocation, I think what we're seeing, whether or not you believe that this is the end times, the Third Temple movement among Jews is meant to follow biblical mandates to bring about the Messiah. The Third Temple movement among evangelical Christians is because they believe that this will this invites in the end of days, that this creates room for Christ to return and conquer evil. And so setting the stage in very specific ways, I recommend people go to the Temple Institute's website. And
so again, the reason I bring it up, we have to remember, follow the timeline, guys. That's why I brought it up, is that you have reporting complaints from within the U.S. military right now that officers are complaining that their COs and their commanders are giving them directives based off of biblical text, that this is an act of God and they are attempting to bring out about Armageddon in regards to the strikes in Iran. This is reporting that we are getting from the officers, right? Okay. Now connect that with the fact that Mike Johnson, we just saw the clip of him where he said that they have a misguided religion and they have been intertwining faith into this administration very, very heavily, their Christian nationalism into their faith, or into the government very, very heavily. This is not as far-fetched as it seems. These people, it might seem far-fetched to us because we don't believe it, but if they do believe it, if they are as entwined in it as they think they are, is this where they're going with this? Between the reporting that we are getting about what's going on in Iran and what they were doing with the red heifers and way of bringing about Armageddon, I have a fucking real issue with this. I am going to let the video keep playing out, guys. It is about 4-ish more minutes. By the way, I also want to say the show's original hosts are supposed to be her. This is Crystal. She's the progressive, and then there's usually Sagar, who is like the conservative voice for Breaking Points. That's not Sagar. The weird twin between Charlie Kirk and Tucker Carlson is not Sagar. That is Ryan Grimm, who comes on as well sometimes. He's an American author and journalist. I just wanted to be clear on that before we continue.
See the preparations beyond the red heifers, the preparations for very specific things that need to happen from their perspective in order to usher in this period. I mean, this is, if you go to their website, you can see like just the menorah.
How do we find that?
I think it's just Google Temple Institute and click
Temple
on their
Institute,
website. It's really like, you saw Numbers 19 illuminated behind some of those speakers. You can go and you can read Numbers 19. That is the specific verse that talks about the specification of the red heifers. The red heifer story is fascinating, like, because
some of those heifers have already been ruled out, apparently.
Yes, because they can't have like a white hair.
No white hairs.
Yeah, I mean, so this is why I think they're actually even sending frozen embryos. Someone would have to like fact check that, but so that you always have on hand. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. But this is the politics of this. Think about that. If you're putting all of the effort into the heifers.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, you know this because you just reported this out, but. I mean, it's like incredibly consequential that you have this. Mike Johnson is one of dwindling number of evangelicals, as I said, in the United States that are sort of premillennial dispensationalists. But in Israel, this is growing. This is a movement that's getting bigger and bigger, according to the reporting. So things are heating up.
The heifers can never have been under the yoke, according to
never
numbers.
under the yoke.
And
they have to have a chill life.
Does an embryo inside a fridge count as being under? Is that a yolk? I don't know. I think those embryos don't count.
Oh my gosh.
So if y'all do this whole thing and the Messiah doesn't come, it's because the embryo was actually under the yoke.
Well, just the final. No, but then it's disqualified. Well, I guess that's what you're saying. It's the
right,
sacrificing of the heifer.
The Lord is the judge. Right?
So you have to. They've actually
we're
already.
just guessing at what his requirements are based on Numbers 19.
So yeah, well, in Numbers 19, it's God saying this to Moses and Aaron, but
God left a little room for interpretation.
Well, we didn't know where the yoke would go, yes, technologically. But basically, the point here is that if you believe,
you have to laugh or you'll cry because it's insane that these people really believe this shit.
Like after what was it? It was the 1967 war. There was an opportunity to blow up the temple, and Israel decided, to blow up Al-Aqsa and rebuild the third temple, blow up Dome of the Rock and rebuild the third temple. They did not do that. So the politics of this are really important because if this is a growing constituency in political Israel, then you may be approaching a point where there is destruction of a sacred site for Muslims, which was built on the single most important site in all of Judaism. And so that's basically, I mean, everybody knows this, but that is the heart of the conflict between the two parties here is this contested territory, because it is very important in Islam as well. It's where they believe that Muhammad went on his ascension to heaven. And obviously in a lot of different streams of thought in Islam, Jerusalem is important for their own eschatology. So if you then have a growing constituency for just actually physically fighting over the temple itself, over the Temple Mount itself, over that land itself, and a rebuilding of a third temple, the consequences of that are enormous.
Yeah, and I just want to underscore the Speaker of the House of Representatives is at the center of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
that's. Religious madness on top of just old men who want power, which I'll get into more tomorrow. I don't have that today, but I will get into that tomorrow about Netanyahu and his lies. We have his testimony actually from 2002 in regards to Iraq, so we will definitely get into that shit tomorrow.
Service members are not religious prophets.
They're not supposed to be. But, if we're going to sit here and he's going to say that that Islam is a misguided religion, and that, Christianity is the way. Are these people well? By the way, this is my last video for the day, guys. This is Paula White. She is the spiritual advisor to the President of the United States of America. So she's the one who advises him spiritually. She's part of the prayer breakfast that they do, and the prayers that they do. Does she sound well?
strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of an abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound.
Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
That's all I thought. That's
Why is she giving ghost handies? That's a good question.
it wouldn't be that long, Eli.
And that's 30 seconds of a 1 minute 46 clip of her sermon. Yes, she is the one who has her own office in the White House. She is the spiritual
Is that
advisor.
what she does in her own office?
Gives ghost handies? I don't know, maybe. But yeah, so that's today, later today, that's what I plan to work on. I know we're doing a lot of Iran. I have stuff on Noam. I have stuff on Epstein in the depositions that I do want to get to at some point. We're not going to stop. Iran is just taking up a lot. Yes, we are paying for her salary right now, which is crazy. I do want to get to those things, but I also want to keep so that people understand the history of this, that this is not out of nowhere and that it is bullshit. It is all bullshit. This is just what they want to do for power. This is just, maybe there's some fucking crazed religious aspect to it in there, of course, I could see that, but that this is fucking bullshit. It is just for power. Donald Trump is trying to leave a mark, whether that's good or bad, on history in the United States. He just wants to be remembered, and so he figured the way to do that is to start bombing other countries in the Middle East and get us into another fucking war that sacrifices the lives of our men and women in the armed services. And here we are again, after he lied and said no new wars, after he lied and did all those things, after he lied about the economy and it's going to shit right now, after he lied about how he could use tariffs and the Supreme Court ruled against him, and yet he is still saying that he won on tariffs, okay? He is lying to you about every single fucking thing he is doing, after he lied about saying he's been exonerated from the Epstein files, but we can see he is in there over 100,000 times. I don't know why you guys let him lie to you. I don't know why you lie to yourselves, but we're just going to keep talking about it regardless of if that makes you mad or not. And again, you don't have to fucking listen to me. You can leave.
I mean, I'm gonna purposely piss off Pete Hegseth. That's my new goal now. I'm gonna actively piss off Pete Hegseth, because if you are genuinely upset, if you view news being portrayed out there about 6 service members losing their lives due to an illegitimate war, that's a you fucking problem, because those families and that community deserves to know what is going on. It's when Chicky came up and shared her story, I don't know if Chicky's still in here, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. The idea that when someone that we know who gets harmed, that her mom doesn't want to believe it. That's heart. Hi, Chicky. That's heartbreaking. That's like, I could not imagine that, being in those positions. I mean, again, I remember when we found out my brother passed away, and well, he was killed. I wasn't the first to find out. My stepmom was. And it was just incredibly heartbreaking. It was and these people have no heart or soul about any of that. Any of that. They have no idea what that's like. They have no full comprehension of those, it's just, again, I have echoed this once, and I will echo it again. I don't care if Tube gets upset about it. I'm sure half of them are already gone on. Anyways.
Yeah, probably. They don't pay attention to smart things.
So, every single time you guys see that number go up, just remember that there are people behind that number. It's not just 6 service members. It's husbands, it's wives, it's sisters, it's brothers, it's cousins, it's, spouses, it's boyfriends, it's there are so many things to that number alone. And I say we collectively, as those who either were military brats, were spouses, are spouses, whatever the case might be, just a citizen who cares about our military personnel, we are the people who need to continue to echo those names, because for years they wouldn't let us forget about the 13. But they sure as hell don't know the 56 or 65.
63.
63. They won't let us, they don't know about the 63, but they won't let us forget about the 13.5. It's heartbreaking. It's so fucking bad. I know Mia talked about going live. I don't know if she's live yet. Mia, are you in here, lady?
I don't see Mia.
Mia!
Like,
Mia, go live.
You fucking messaging me. It's crazy.
Ooh.
Well, the guy who's saying he's the guy who said he's gonna find me here in Colorado, which I don't know if that was the same person who called me who tried to dox me. Failed at that, didn't you? Why your mods mute people they disagree with? That's what pushes you to the FYP for ops. Apparently, they don't support your efforts in your life. They do. Because I'm also on YouTube and Twitch, and if we end up talking about things within our own side on the left that we need to get fixed in order to keep winning, we'll do that. Also, I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I was just scrolling through Twitter and saw that Donald Trump posted a truth that said that he is going to he plans to very shortly endorse somebody for the Senate race in Texas. He's going to do that, and then he expects the other person to drop out. So he doesn't even want them to go to the runoff that's supposed to happen in May. He just wants the person that he did not endorse to drop out immediately from the race.
Who didn't he didn't endorse that one guy?
He hasn't endorsed yet, I don't think. It'll be the kiss of death for the other person. That's going to be what kills you. Whoever he endorses is going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Please do Paxton. Please do Paxton.
Is Mia
live now?
Mia's live now. Now Mia's live. Okay. What's Mia's actual username?
Let me go grab it. IBRB. I'll put it in the comments. I
love you. You went away so fast. Goodbye. Okay. Is it just Mia with the... Oh. Maniacal. There we go. Let's pin that. All right. So we're going to go... Maniacal Mia. That's what it is. It is Maniacal Mia. So we're going to go raid Mia. Guys, I mean it. Go show as much fucking support as you can to Mia. I want you guys to Monty raid Mia and give her all of the support. Fill out her little gifts. Tap that stream. Get those likes up. Share it out to everybody. Do your daily heart me's. Do all of the things for Mia. I appreciate your guys' support today. So thank you to Law. Thank you to Juicy Juice Godfrey. Thank you to Justin. What else I got? Thank you to Audie. Thank you guys. I appreciate your guys' support so much. And thank you guys for hitting. What did we hit in way of likes? I didn't say. Hold on. I have the thing. For 155,000 likes. Thank you guys so much for hitting that today. You guys were fucking rocking it. Fucking awesome. So yeah, Maniacal Mia. That's who we're going to go raid. Go do a Monty raid in Mia's and go give her all of the support. I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. I appreciate you guys so much. And we'll be back with more fucking chaos, I'm sure, because they are pretzeling and having a hard fucking time with what's going on in Iran and having to defend it. Sorry, you could just say, I fucked up. Just say I fucked up and do better next time. But you can't do that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye.